ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana presents the first ever Carolina Cult Classic Cookout. The Cult Classic is going down in Fayetteville, North Carolina, July 3rd through to the 6th. You need to book your hotels now. Here are some of the hotels available right now. Embassy Suites, 4760 Lake Valley Drive. Call them now. 910-826-3600. Spring Hill Suites, 4750 Lake Valley Drive. Telephone 910-860-3000. Go ahead, book your hotels right now. The Oppressors' 4th of July celebration is right around the corner as well, and hotels will be filling up quickly. Here are some more hotels to consider. Candlewood Suites, 4108 Legend Avenue. Telephone number 910-868-0873. And Home 2 Suites, 4035 Sycamore Dairy. Telephone 910-223-1170. It's going down July 6th, ISUPK, Carolina. Call Classic Cookout. Shalom.
Top of my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Under Commanding General Yohana.
Alright, Israel, July 3rd to July 6th, we're going to have the North Carolina Cookout in Fayetteville. This year, the cookout is going to be in Fayetteville at Seabrooks Park. Don't miss it, Israel. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are all invited. Alright? We're going to bring you on and show you all where slaves were brought to be sold. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And on Sunday, we're going to have a cookout. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, bring your family. Your kids, your wives, aunt, uncle, grandma, everybody. We're going to have a fun time at Seabrook Park. Shalom.
To rise no more. I'm taking a look in the streets. It's real every day what I see. We constantly searching for peace. My people just want to be free. We tired of the cell blocks and the bullshit. That lying nigga in the
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're
ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana presents the first ever Carolina Cult Classic Cookout. The Cult Classic is going down in Fayetteville, North Carolina, July 3rd through to the 6th. You need to book your hotels now. Here are some of the hotels available right now. Embassy Suites, 4760 Lake Valley Drive. Call them now. 910-826-3600. Spring Hill Suites, 4750 Lake Valley Drive. Telephone 910-860-3000. Go ahead, book your hotels right now. The Oppressors' 4th of July celebration is right around the corner as well, and hotels will be filling up quickly. Here are some more hotels to consider. Candlewood Suites, 4108 Legend Avenue. Telephone number 910-868-0873. And Home 2 Suites, 4035 Sycamore Dairy. Telephone 910-223-1170. It's going down July 6th, ISUPK, Carolina. Call Classic Cookout. Shalom.
Top of my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Under commanding General Your Honor.
On a cool damn night, gave myself in that misty light, was hypnotized by strange delight under a lilac tree.
Spitting Hebrew, 3 and 1, combination. Yeah. Well, how you want to talk to them like us after this? ISUPK at the commandment. Priest inspiration, rock like how I shine. Yeah. I made wine for my heart, and it's true. That's the recipe and taste. I finally got the recipe. Passed down the ages, sitting under the family tree. Put my heart and all my soul, stretched enough to feed. Go wild, go hold a nigga, I'm a priest. Once I was lost. More song, tell my over the truth all along is the songs as long to feed the dogs, bread, bait, don't the plate of cake, wishing to eat, fishing the got meat in the rest. I made wine for my heart, and it's true, that's the recipe. Seen it there for me, Lord knows it's what's left of me. Was missing. I found myself in the kitchen, water whipping up a piece of chicken just to feed my ambition. Or is it me trying to fill my greed? Cause when it always had to have some green, learning what I made up every day. Waste to eat and regurgitate. I had a taste for something different, wishing I knew what it is that had me on a mission. Ducking state in prison, watching opposition on an expedition straight to perdition. For instance, full of capers often, 50 bands stashed in my apartment. But they get to talking like the Tinder popping in the extra cartridge. Women hawking, best promoters. When she told her, framework Golex, still void, it couldn't fill that hole. Sex, money, weed, over and over. But hold up, wait, what's that aroma? Frozen, I'm gone, and I'm getting warmer. Closer and closer, I came to the home of the truth. I'm smelling the show through my garment. Water on blue, how's a hop got my garment? Look how my friends is falling. I've been anointed with all the button is working. Cutting, blazing, breaking down, and I'm serving. All the catering in Israel. The season all in the shoulder, with plenty wine in the oil. You find it's more finer than the gold, and I found the rest. I made wine for my heart, and it's true. That's the recipe and taste. I finally got the recipe. Passed down the ages, sitting under the family tree. Put my heart and all my soul, stretched enough to feed. Go wild, go hold a nigga, I'm a priest. Once I was lost, needed more songs. Tell my over the truth all along is the songs as long to feed the dogs, bread, bait, don't the plate of cake, wishing to eat, fishing the got meat in the rest. I made wine for my heart, and it's true, that's the recipe. Seen it there for me, Lord knows it's what's left of me. First let me tell you right, you see this can't get a slice. There's some ingredients to suffice. Should be nice even if the spice ain't precise. Like your old life is a sacrifice. 2 or more in the name of Christ. Like the nights you had to cut corners just to afford to fill all your short orders. And mix a lot of zeal as you go. You want the kind and switch out your own. It was hard to pull crust and bread, but you kept holding till the crust was cold. And make it cold, ain't no other wood. You can never have too much brotherhood. We was laying eggs that would go bananas. Nuts tried to beat and the bandanas. Yeah, you gon' need at least the faith of a mustard seed. When you're stirring the pot up, the pressure gon' brew. Just know you ain't bit off more than you can chew. Only one Lord, faith and baptism. A lot of knowledge and wisdom. I'll keep you cool as a cucumber. If you find yourself in a pickle, get your bread and last of all, wine it all. Bring it all to a bowl. Not half baked, cause lukewarm and get spit right back in the bowl. Cold. And after you forge it, go find a man that the Lord's had for you and yours. And just remember that this ain't for them. You know about the recipe. I mean, why? For my heart, and it's true. That's the recipe. I mean, why? For my heart, and it's true. That's the recipe. I mean, why? I mean, why? I mean, why? The recipe. I mean, why? For my heart, and it's true. That's the recipe.
Put my heart in its recipe.
ISUPK, under Commanding General Yohana, presents the first ever Carolina Cult Classic Cookout. The Cult Classic is going down in Fayetteville, North Carolina, July 3rd through to the 6th. You need to book your hotels now. Here are some of the hotels available right now. Embassy Suites, 4760 Lake Valley Drive.
Call them now.
910-826-3600. Spring Hill Suites, 4750 Lake Valley Drive.
Telephone
910-860-3000. Go ahead, book your hotels right now. The Oppressors' 4th of July celebration is right around the corner as well, and hotels will be filling up quickly. Here are some more hotels to consider. Candlewood Suites, 4108 Legend Avenue. Telephone number 910-868-0873. And Home 2 Suites, 4035 Sycamore Dairy. Telephone 910-223-1170. It's going down July 6th, ISUPK, Carolina. Call Classic Cookout. Shalom.
Time for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Under Commanding General Yohana. You boy, you know what time it is, nigga. Better watch how you step in, yeah. But that was my nigga, yeah. I'm in you. Got my nigga Rewan with me. But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor. You know what I'm saying? Under Commanding General Yohana. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home, that's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown, I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my hockin' gon' let him have it. Hey, think you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it. Ain't got no manners. All them pussy niggas talk the shit. Yeah, I know they can't stand us, but we UPK, Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm reppin'. And my niggas solid, number real ones in my section. If you wanna get down, song start stepping. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood. I lay my life down right now for all my sisters and brothers, because I love them. I see them dapping and hug them. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapped in the gutter. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For why take your life or let you take mine? That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, the shit got me feeling played. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complexion. Still fighting to get accepted. We hear the truth and reject it, but love is getting corrected. And all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Hey, hey. Hey, hey.
Right back at you again. Officer Shapat Dayakin. Dropping something heavy for these cowards out here. Yeah. Coming straight from 125th, 1 West, Harlem, New York. Home of the truth, nigga. Man of war with hair wool, no idols, loving judgments. God of the Bible, the men above me shout, Boom Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Boom Yasha. Kingdom's ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one, it was written. The men above me shout, Boom Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Boom Yasha. All day as we discuss how they don't like us. Gathered on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and war like apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us, watch where you stepping. Cause a scene, you gon' see how brotherhood is a weapon. Tough skin protect our wrists, teach girls and kids devoutness. Call them prophetess, a priest damn near nothing without it. More than rubies, cute and understanding when describing. Virtue loving, no lip from the daughters of Zion. Gold teeth, earrings, chains, and the rings. Precious metals, fabrics, emphatic stones, and everything. Trying to catch the slang, rewind what we rapping slang. Lost in parables, the scripture breakdowns terrible. Yasha Allah, Prince of the power, we are the Jews. God on earth, you can see it by watching all our moves. Man of war with hair wool, no idols, loving judgments. God of the Bible, the men above me shout, Boom Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Boom Yasha. Kingdom's ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one, it was written. The men above me shout, Boom Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Boom Yasha. Man of war with hair wool, no idols, loving judgments. God of the Bible, the men above me shout, Boom Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Boom Yasha. Kingdom's ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one, it was written. The men above me shout, Boom Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Boom Yasha.
UPK, we out here in Baltimore, you know what I mean? We was having an amazing food and clothing drive out here, feeding the people, clothing the people, and it's staying getting love for the brothers and sisters out here.
But that was my nigga. Yeah. A minute, yo. Got my nigga Rewan with me. But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor. You know what I'm saying? Under commanding General Yana. That for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Look, hey, straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home. That's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown, I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my hock gon' let him have it. Hey, think you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it, ain't got no manners. All them pussy niggas talking shit, yeah, I know they can't stand us, but we UPK Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm rippin'. And my niggas solid number, real ones in my section. If you
the Ukraine conflict itself. Look at what's happened.
Shalom, Shukatham, Hakim.
Yeah, Mr. Trevor.
What's going
What's going on? What's going on? How y'all feeling?
A
Good.
fuego.
I say fuego. Yeah.
A fuego. Just like Iran.
Everybody hot right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely hot as could be. Yeah, man. We're holding it down again for Command General Hannah, hardest working man.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, holding it down. You know what I mean? If one thing I could say is we know what the fuck we doing. We know just what the fuck we doing. That's what I could say. I could say that, you know, with all conviction. Very clear. We know just what the fuck we doing. Hell.
That's right.
They may not know what the fuck they're doing. I think I need a t-shirt to know that. I think I need a t-shirt that says we know what the fuck we doing.
That's right.
Do you understand that?
That's right.
And then walk off like you're drunk, like you don't.
He walk off like he acting in power.
Man, that man step on that plane like he drink a fifth. You know,
Listen,
straight
man.
without ice.
I think Trump watching one of the camp tapes, Zach. I think that's what it is. Zach. He watched a camp tape and he's like, "Oh,
Trying to tell you."
Listen." Yeah, man, that shit was the funniest thing in the world.
I bet he was. I bet he was looking. He's so stressed. I bet he was looking for them leftover cocaine baggies Hunter and Joe had.
He went to Elon office looking for the ketamine out.
Right.
And shit in them diapers.
Ketamine. Good night, Doc. What Trump think? He's the only one who could double cross people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he double crossed Iran what last week, right? Or the week before?
Man, Mashak.
Yeah. Come on,
last weekend when he said he gonna wait 2 weeks.
Mashak.
And then
he waited 2 days.
Salakia. He double crossed. He double crossed Iran like 4 years ago when they killed Soleimani.
Right.
Do you know Soleimani was going to meet with them? He was going to meet with them. Trump and them organized the meeting, and the dude got on the plane, and as he got off that plane, his car got lit up.
Boom!
I guess you lost the skill of the art of the deal.
They don't want to believe the white man is the devil. That's what the problem is. They don't want to believe he is the devil. They, they think you can make. How you gonna make a deal with the devil?
That's it.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
How you gonna make a deal with the devil?
Yeah,
like they absolutely insane with the nonsense, man.
So, like it, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Trump got a glimpse to see what Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans felt. Like, if you look at his frustration when he came out, he didn't have no tie on. It looked like while he was on the plane, he heard the news, he ripped the damn tie off. The top button and said, "God damn it, I can't catch a break." Look, that's the life. That's our life. That's our life as niggas, spics, and redskins in America. Because of you, white people, we can't catch a goddamn break. Understand? We can't afford a goddamn thing. Groceries is too high. Health insurance is too high. We got to pay rent, car notes, insurance. Donald Trump got a glimpse of what it's like to be a nigga in America for just a second. Donald Trump make you want to take your life, don't it, Trump? I know. You gotta hold on, though. Just hold on. Stand back and stand by.
Listen, why he didn't say that? Why he didn't say that good people on all sides?
Right.
They had a good time.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, man. Listen, he ain't get his full spray tan. The orange ain't looking quite orange. Yeah, I mean,
right.
The toupee ain't paying. Yeah, I mean, it's tooing, but it ain't paying. He had to lose it. He had to lose it. Don't worry, Trump. We know what the fuck we do.
That's right.
Don't worry about nothing. Have no fear.
Hey, Salaki, sir. Salaki, sir.
Yeah.
Did you hear the Proud Boys turned on him again?
Damn, what they saying now?
Because they got pissed off at him just for even starting to shoot at Iran. They got pissed off at him and they came up against him. The first time was they were suing his administration for the January 16, even though he let them go. He wanted to sue that administration because he's kind of like blaming them for allowing the Biden administration to lock them up. And then, when I saw this week, the Proud Boys was on the headlines again after he shot into Iran.
Into Iran.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like everybody right now, I think you're gonna have a problem with him. Go ahead.
If I could. What's that? Charlie Kirk turned out against him. What's that last name? The Jasmine Crockett said about the beach blonde butch body. What's the name of that female?
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Right. She turned on against Trump for that.
Yep.
And all these other MAGAs, content creators, a bunch of them turned against him for that. They really don't want to go to war.
No, they ain't getting that APAC money. You know what I mean? Gotta get that money.
Not only that, remember Trump ran on "I'm gonna bring the troops home. We are in too many wars." That was a strong part of his campaign, if you remember. I mean, outside of that was the immigration thing, but a strong section of his campaign was "We'll bring the troops home. I'm bringing these troops home. We're in too many wars. Well, why are we fighting so many wars? And then you went and shoot. You know what I mean?
If I could, sir, they just wanted to contain. They just wanted to have the war against Latinos here, and unfortunately for them, we got a greater power. They make sure that you're going to get some war somewhere else too, and then not leave that war, which is the most beautiful thing. We're going to understand what's going on, but they're going to find out quick, fast, and hurry. Yeah.
Yep. Like I said, I had to look for that clip because it was, I think, two weekends ago, where 2 weeks ago, that Wednesday, he was talking about the immigration. I was saying he have enough troops to send because they're not at war. Like if you wanna ease up on that ICE thing, America needs to go to war. And lo and behold, the Lord bring the war. I'm gonna look for that clip.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look for that clip and put that out. They're gonna be short on soldiers to send to try to intimidate somebody.
So like, sir, what you said is so heavy. I was watching a video of is a Hispanic sister, and she had started recording these ICE agents, and she was saying like, y'all trying to kidnap him. Y'all trying to kidnap the brother. Y'all got mask on. She's like, show me your badge, because for all we know, these could be white men, regular civilians, just cosplaying Hispanic brothers and sisters. And you know, it's not far-fetched for white men to falsely portray themselves as law enforcement officers and all these things. And so as I'm watching the video, it clicked on me, and I understand why the Lord said he's going to bring these nations to war for my heritage Israel's sake.
That's it.
Like, it dawned on me as I'm watching this, is like, this is the only way we can be free.
That's
You
it.
have to, this one right here. You understand? It's like I'm watching this and I'm like, the Lord has to take these devils and send them overseas to fight something else. In order for us to get a break from their evil and oppression. Right? The Lord has to occupy these devils with something greater than us. And the sad part is, we're not even a threat. We've never been a threat to America. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans have only loved and served America. And this is how they return our love for hatred. I see why God has to take your sons and your weak ones and make them strong, and your mighty men, and send them to go die in the Middle East. Because if he didn't, you would utterly destroy us.
That's right. If I could to add, if I can, sir, adding to the ICE thing, right? I've seen the video clip where, and this came out on the news, where they're now finding out that some of these cats that wearing the ICE uniforms and going into, to supposedly go arrest so-called immigrants, well, actually, there was this one incident where somebody dressed like that absolutely went into a business that was next to a prison, robbed the damn thing, robbed them of their cash and everything, and they walked out while dressed in ICE because, nobody's identifying. There's no badges or nothing like that. You know what I mean? So that's another thing that's a reality. You know what I mean? It wouldn't take the worst of the worst of Esau to put on a uniform like that and then start doing some horrific things, including kidnapping. You know what I mean? Kidnapping to the point where you'll find somebody dead on the side of the road, and you can't blame nobody because they're doing their job supposedly. I yield.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the point Kazak was making there. You know what I mean? Where they was just there, they didn't identify themselves, they didn't really show nothing, and they was acting like they could just come through and take anybody. I think the general said that too a couple of weeks ago on the show. He said that make sure they these is, who knows if they even ICE agents. They could just be any white man USA, put on a tack vest, and you could get pulled. You could get them things off of Amazon. You could get that Velcro strip off of Amazon. That's with police, or you could you have embroidered. You could just embroider anything on there. You know what I mean?
If I may, sir, in Mississippi, Kahan know about this too. In Mississippi, you can get deputized to hunt down immigrants, and I think they pay you. I think it's like $2,000 or probably more for each individual you bring in. So that's what's going on also as far as in that front.
Yeah, well, they're in the kingdom and they're gonna enjoy the kingdom to the fullest. They're gonna do just whatever the hell they want to do when that time comes. You know what I mean?
Right.
So where we go? What story you all want again?
And if you want to start with the whoopee.
Whoopee.
Yeah, whoopee. Oh, man.
Oh, Lord. Let's get Miss Goldberg.
I mean, they owe her apology.
Let's get Miss Goldberg. Hold on.
I think that's 12.
12, yeah.
Kawakan, sir. Whoopi Goldberg absent from The View amid backlash from amid backlash for comparing Black Americans and people in Iran. Whoopi Goldberg is absent from The View this week amid intense backlash for her controversial remarks about Iran. The Oscar winner's comments sparked harsh criticism from Iranian dissidents and social media users who called the comparison offensive and inaccurate. Amid the uproar, Whoopi Goldberg appeared unfazed in a celebratory post from the Talbuck Festival, where she received an award for her book, Bits and Pieces. Goldberg is currently away from The View as the daytime talk show gears up for its annual summer break. At the start of Monday's live episode, co-host Joy Behar filled viewers in on Goldberg's absence. We are all jealous of Whoopi today because she's in Italy. I hope it's 100 degrees, Behar joked. She's in Italy accepting an award for her book Bits and Pieces, so she will be out this week. According to Entertainment Weekly, the Oscar-winning actress is expected to return to the show's roundtable on July 7th, once the program resumes regular programming after its usual July 4th hiatus.
So lucky. Didn't mention what she say?
We might have to pull another article for it, but it should have mentioned it. Because they probably don't want people knowing exactly what she said.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm scrolling now to try to find it. It was deeper here in the article.
All right. Let me see. Is there video of her saying it?
I can look up, see if it is one, sir, but I'm not sure.
I think the video, sir. I've seen the video.
We could read it. We could read it just so not to get the copyright thing. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna try to put a lid on this one. But if you have the actual quote, right? Did she say something about comparing Iran to America?
To black people. What I'm saying here is to say Whoopi Goldberg claimed that the conditions of black people in America was the same as for those who live in Iran.
Hey.
And meaning Iran now, not Iran before.
Yeah, like now, the condition now. There ain't no difference.
Well, Whoopi, you know, it ain't too late. It ain't too late, Whoopi. Yeah, I mean, you could start using that celebrity.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? Yeah. And really, it's worse. It's worse. It's worse. The Iranians they're nowhere close to what we experience. Yeah. They have the identity and the self-esteem and the spirituality and the religion and the homogeneous society. They've been preserved for so long. They I hear what she's saying, but they don't compare.
Right.
They don't compare. You know what I mean?
I could read. I'm gonna read this here. Let me see.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hold on. So it said Whoopi Goldberg comparison between being black in America and living under Iranian authoritarian regime is deeply misguided and dismisses the brutal realities faced by millions of Iranians, Dr. Sheila Nazarian told Fox News Digital. Goldberg sparked backlash during a heated argument with her fellow The View co-host Alicia Farah Griffin on Wednesday. Griffin elaborated on the many human rights violations perpetrated by Ayatollah's regime in Iran, was guilty of, including execution of gay people and imprisonment of women who go outside with their hair uncovered. Let's not do that, because if we start with that, we have been known in this country to tie gay folks to the car. Listen, I'm sorry. They used to just keep hanging black people. Ooh. Goldberg insisted as Griffin pushed back and said the situation weren't comparable. In the year 2025,
Wait, so who pushed back? Griffin pushed back, or
yeah, Griffin pushed back,
and she was saying that the situation is not comparable.
Yeah, Griffin is saying that it's not comparable. It's just like with them small hats when they say the slavery is not comparable to the Holocaust. You know what I mean? So let's read a little more. She's saying in the year 2025 United States is nothing like if I step foot wearing this outfit into Iran right now, Griffin said. It is the same, Goldberg responded, when Griffin tried to explain that life in modern America was night and day with the theocratic regime in Iran. Goldberg countered, not if you're black. Nazarian, a renowned plastic surgeon whose family fled Iran in 1985 when she was 6 after her father was put on a government list to be killed, told Fox News Digital that Goldberg's comparison was not only inaccurate but deeply offensive. While racism is a serious and ongoing challenge in the U.S., comparing this to life under a totalitarian theocracy like Iran is not only inaccurate, it's offensive to those who suffer daily under that regime. In Iran, the government controls nearly every aspect of life. People can be imprisoned, tortured, raped, or even executed for peaceful protests, for criticizing the regime and simply expressing their opinion online, Nazarene said. And if you're read, I think I mean, you could get it just.
Yeah. Listen, man. To hell with what you dealing with in Iran, brother. To hell with what you dealing with over there.
Right.
Like, brother, do you know Iran's wealth came from slavery? Iran's entire wealth, brother, came from slavery. In 1900, Britain invested a ton of slave money into oil exploration in Iran. That's how they have that oil today.
I believe you.
Britain went in there and took a ton of the slave money that they got from slavery, from all the colonies in the Caribbean and every slave they ever sold, and invested money into oil exploration in Iran. Found oil in 1908, and then began to suck them Arabs dry all the way up until 1950. All the way up until, so all that oil they have and they're selling now. Right now, Iran is what, number 2 in the entire earth with natural gas. The number 2 in natural gas, number 5 in oil reserve. If it wasn't for slave money, they wouldn't have had that. So this bro talking here about it's not fair. There's no empire on the earth that got rich off of selling Iranians into slavery.
That's right.
So don't come and tell me how it's not the same. It's not the same because you ain't suffered like us.
That's it.
You ain't suffered like us. Listen, I wish we had a totalitarian government with our own theocracy, with our own laws, run by us.
Right.
You mad because some nigga who look just like you, come from your blood, sitting at the top of your own people. We have somebody who don't look nothing like us, sitting at the top of us, excluding us from everything. From everything. Talking about you can't go outside with your head uncovered. Sandra Bland got killed in a police prison for turning right. She came out of a driveway and turned right, and she's dead. What's the other Breonna Taylor? She got killed in her apartment for waking up. Your little Muslim ass worried about if you don't come outside with your head covered. Breonna Taylor ain't get to come outside.
Mashak, I wish we just had to do that to stay alive. You know what I mean? If you talk more cover your head, well, come on, to stay alive. But you deal with the devil.
Yep.
You understand? And all that talk about theocracy and authoritarian, I forget the word, but all that talk, but they're not talking about Saudi Arabia and these other countries, allies. Why did I talk about them like that? They're doing like if Iran different from them. When if you go check Iran and compare it to them, Iran more diverse than them. They say Iran has the second largest Jewish population. You understand? They have in their parliament they give the Jewish population a representative. So you go find that in Saudi Arabia.
Right.
You understand? They don't talk about these other Saudi Arabian thing. That Fox News is nationalized. And you know what I mean? Hate them. You know what I mean? They doing what they have to do. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean, you're a black man, you watching Fox News, you better, you know what I mean, try to find, you know what I mean, what's something else. Just know that is just entertainment. You know what I mean? That ain't, you know what I mean, it's lies. You know, it ain't news. So lucky, are you?
If I could, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
And the fact that in the article, she said she finds it offensive that the comparison would even be made. It's crazy how everybody else is suffering. What they think is suffering in their minds automatically trumps our suffering and what we've been through.
That's
I mean, and I would only hope that black people one day could be this selfish and let our suffering trump everybody else's suffering.
That's right.
I mean, because our suffering is our business. That's the business we should be invested in. Just like she's invested in the business of her people. We should only care about our people and the suffering we've gone through. So the Holocaust should not matter to us. What's going on in Iran should not matter to us. The only thing that should matter to us is what our people are going through. You understand what I mean? I'm more concerned about the Hispanics in them camps than what's going on in Iran. I mean, I could care less about Iran because Iran, you know, God is judging them. You know,
that's right.
It's about time they get a taste of judgment. I mean, it's about time they get some justice. You know what I mean? So, like, are you?
Yep.
And
you're right.
I'll say one thing. That's like a cat. I need to cut you off.
Yeah, no, you go ahead.
Yeah, they just picked up 11 of my Iranians in Mississippi.
Yep.
11 of them.
11 of your what?
11 of them Iranians.
Iranians.
They just picked ICE. Just picked them up. They knew they was in Mississippi this whole time. They knew they were down here. They didn't want to teaching them physics classes and a lot of that molecular science. They knew they was down here. But like General Muhammad said, they like Esau. He hates us more than he loves his kingdom.
Yep.
Right.
Like that's the thing about it. Like, okay, and them Iranians, you bet don't cry racism because it's in Mississippi. Remember, our struggle is different.
Yeah.
So when they start don't run to black people and say, oh, you know what? Oh, we got the same struggle. Keep that same energy, even if it's nuclear.
Right.
Keep that same energy. Because this is why the Lord wants us to be separate from these other nations. Because what they will do is they don't never want you to take the spotlight off of their suffering.
That's
never.
it.
There's no comparison. They don't want our pain to run parallel. So that's why the Bible, we know God's word is real. That's why he don't want us marrying with these people. Yeah. He don't want us to do the same religion with these people. He don't want us to be nothing joined to them that would separate, because that's what the Lord said it would do. It would turn our hearts away from the Lord.
That's it.
If we join these people, once again, they don't even want to join you in pain.
Nope.
In pain, in death. You know what I'm saying? I bet not be a nigga in Mississippi right out there and holler about this, lead the Iranians along. You bet I don't give a damn. They get all of it. Our problem ain't that. Our problem is with our people, our Black and Latino, Native American Indian people. So Whoopi,
that's right.
You know what I'm saying? She tried to make, highlight some comparisons. They're like, nah, don't compare us to you. Remember that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Remember that. And that should serve as a cautionary tale for you Black activists out there who try to associate everything with us, with other nations, with the Palestinians, with this. But when it comes to us, we got to be hands off. No.
Yep.
A lot of you are late to the protest. So you talking about protests? You late to it. We've been protesting.
That's it.
Like I yield.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
So like if I may too, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
And what Captain Kahan and Officer William just said is so heavy. At this past camp in DC, there was an Afghani man that came up to the camp and asked for water. You know, it was so hot in DC these past couple of days, and he came up to the camp asking for water. And as I was told the brother handing the water, I said, "Wait," because he looked like he could pass, and if you just glancing at him, he could pass as a light-skinned Judite. And so I said, "Wait," and I went up and asked him, "What's your nationality?" And then when I heard him speak, I heard his accent. He said, "I'm Afghani." And I said, "Okay." And I said, "You're Afghani." And then he out of nowhere, he just started talking about how the United States is not honoring his, like he started telling us about his problems, because he understands that Black people are the only people where you can tell us your problems and your right here. You understand? Him right here. We are the only people that you can tell us your problems, and we make your problems now greater than ours as a people. And so he started talking to me about how he wants to go back to Afghanistan. And I asked him, "Well, why?" And he said, "It's more peaceful in Afghanistan." And I said, "More peaceful in Afghanistan than America?" And he
Damn.
said, "Yes." And I said, "You know why you said that?" I was like, "Because you understand something, and you have a privilege that we don't have. You understand that it's better for a man to be in his own land amongst his own people with his own people's problems than to be in another man's land with their people and their problems, regardless of how much warfare and killing is going on with the Taliban." He understands that it's better for me to be amongst my own in my own land. And the Iranians, you have this same privilege and luxury that this Afghani has, that all these heathens have. You have a land with your own people, with your own government, with your own problems. Black people don't have that. We don't have it. We are underneath an occupation. You understand? We are in an open air prison in America. Now you're gonna try to say it's not. You damn right, it's not the same, Griffin. Black people are suffering. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans are suffering far worse than everybody else, and for far longer. So you goddamn right, it's not the same. Don't ever compare your struggle to ours. So lock you.
That's right. That's right. You ain't never lie with that one there, because like, goddamn, like he wants to go back. Like, what the hell's stopping him? I don't understand that. He ready to go, and somehow he's struggling to go or something.
Right.
So, like I said,
go ahead.
And Black people gotta be so selfish when it comes to our suffering. Our suffering is greater than everybody. Nobody's been through a transatlantic slave trade, anything like that, like we have. But we gotta be selfish to the point. Like, I'm at the point where if I stub my toe, it's more important than what's happening in Iran.
That's right.
If I trip and fall and sprain my ankle, it's worse than what's happening in Palestinians.
That's right.
I mean, that's where I'm at, because at what point do we start caring about ourselves? Because historically, nobody has cared about us. That's what you was bringing out earlier, Cap, in class, about when your house shall come. That scripture, I mean, it does something to me every time I hear it, because it's like somebody's coming to handle business on our behalf for the first time. I mean, the Iranians have all these proxies and all these things. They're fighting for power. They're not oppressed. They're fighting for power. They're losing, but they're fighting for power. Us, we over here in complete submission and captivity under some devil. I mean, and we have to speak his language. We have to dress the way he says to dress, and we're at his mercy. I mean, versus somebody else fighting for power, and you want us to cry because they're losing. I mean, the Palestinians, they set off the war on October 7th. They're losing now, but they was fighting for power. What are we fighting for? We fighting for equality.
That's right.
We fighting to, am I not a man? We fighting to stay in the country because we're being deported.
That's right.
I mean, it's not the same. That's why Black people, you got to make your problems your own. You can't be worried about other people's problems. And the last thing I'll say, have you noticed how even in the protests for the Hispanic brothers and sisters, guess who comes sneaking in? The Middle Easterns with their clothing, and they trying to turn it into a free Palestine thing because they don't respect anybody else's struggle.
That's right.
attention on them. I mean, and that's all. And the other part too is that the reason she's saying you can't compare the two is because empathy for them is part of their war strategy. It's part of the strategy. So if you start to say, well, other people have gone through equal things or worse, then it de-legitimate us. It makes it where it's
diminish.
Not I mean, so that's part of their war strategy. So you can't come and say, hey, other people are struggling too, because it's like, no. Keep the attention on us because we want the empathy.
That's right. So like,
Listen, go ahead. No, I was just going to reference something. I remember even battling them Palestinians in the UK when we talk about how America was dealing with us and pushing the abortion on us. And they said, that's good. Y'all did that to yourselves. Basically, we deserve to die. There was a group of young Arab girls with the hijab on. They got to come outside with a hijab. Nobody ain't do nothing to them. But because they got to come outside, they got to say to us, I'm going to look for the clip too. I think it's on tape, where they said, we deserve it because we need to die anyway. Some shit like that. Like the heathens have zero compassion for anything we go through. They have zero compassion. I'm going to tell you why they have zero compassion. The oppressor done taught them that we are nothing.
Right.
The oppressor has successfully taught these heathens that we are bargaining chips. We are tools to be used and misused and abused. We are just something you could play with, you could torture, you could trade on the market. We are that come up. You in a bad place economically, you could use us for a come up. But one thing we are not a race of human beings. We are not a nation, and we don't deserve no kind of respect at all from anybody, much less your sympathy or your empathy. Why these nations look at us like that? Because the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. He done taught them an evil lesson against us, and they learned it well. And that's why they got missiles landing in their backyard today. They earned them missiles. They earned them rockets. So like,
no, Cap, what you saying is so right. And going back to also Warriors' point, how they weaponize sorrow is so true because, like, once again, when they're fighting the war, you got to win it on two fronts. You got to win the physical war, and you got to win the political war, as they say, or the war of public opinion. And that's what they do in this country. That's why this whole thing with them bombing Iran is it sparked division in the MAGA movement. They're practicing the MAGA movement right now. Why? Because they weaponizing. For one, they got a part that want to be isolationists, and then you got these Iranians that want everybody's sympathy. You know what I'm saying? Because they feel like they invading their sovereignty. Well, this is the thing. This is why the Lord said when he talked about loving thy neighbor as thyself and loving the Lord, you know what I'm saying? On those two hang all the law, because even your sorrow, like, you have to be selfish with it. That's a good word. There's a time to be selfish. There's a time. The Bible talks about the different times. And it's a time to refrain from embracing. You got to refrain from all that now, because now all these, we in the time of harvest. So all these things, they're going to have to eat these things. They sown it. So the Iranians, you're right. They don't, our struggle is worse than what their struggle is. And anybody that understands history, I mean, just human history, would know that. But once again, you got people over there who can enrich all kind of uranium and all kind of things. And listen, furthermore, you don't have to enrich a nuclear missile over there right now. They got people other countries willing to sell them missiles.
That's right.
Feel that for a moment. Now, who's selling us? We can't even get a loaf of bread for free. We can't even get a lobby. Let's just say, okay, we wanted to have an industry. What country gonna finance our industry? A toothpick factory in the ghetto nationwide. But we don't got no countries at the UN doing that for us. But see, that's why, speaking of the view, we're gonna have to change our point of view when it comes to Black people, Latino, Native American Indian people. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to change that. Even now with that No Kings protest, they went down there. A lot of Black people, no king, no king. Well, I got news for you. You have a king. There was a time with Samuel that we didn't have a king. But out of rebellion, Israel wanted a king. Well, you have one.
That's
You're
right.
going to obey your king.
That's
You
right.
understand? You might not like what you know what I'm saying, but our forefathers petitioned for a king. So you can go to the down and no king. Well, you have a king. You black, Latino, Latin American Indian, you have a king.
That's right.
Like I yield.
If I may add on to behind that king, and the best part about is that even it like we know in the truth, but you brothers and sisters out there that don't know that you have a king, when you do find out, you're gonna be glad that that king came and delivered you out of this hellish state that we're in right now. You're gonna be enjoying that because finally you're gonna excuse me. Finally, you're gonna see what you've been begging for. The white man he's never given you, which is reparation. You're gonna get that in that day. Freedom, closure, and reparation. And you're going to love the fact that it was a black man, a black king for black and Latinos and indigenous who the Lord sends to deliver us out of these conditions. And all the nations in that day, they're going to fear. Excuse me, I yield.
If I could, sir. And by the way, I don't know why these Iranians or these Palestinians are even complaining. In their ideology, they say that they love death more than life. They say that they're only passing through to go to heaven. I mean, there's a hadith, sir. There's a hadith where it says that there are women in heaven who are watching, right? And when they see a wife abusing her husband, they are cursing the wife, saying, "Leave him alone. He's only passing through to get to us." That's their books. That's how much they want to go to heaven, because there's something waiting for them up there. I mean, so I don't know what they're crying about. That's what they want. I mean, them bombs are giving you what you want. Us and our ideology, we want to live. The Lord says that He's a God of the living.
Right.
We want to live. You want to die. So why are you complaining that you're getting what you want? We not getting what we want. We're dying. I mean, so we should complain. We should say, no, this is not right. You should want to die. I don't know why they're hiding. I don't know why they're building tunnels. You should be looking to go to where you claim you want to go. Salaki.
That's right.
Now you're right.
That's right.
He sound like to me, Salaki. Salaki is also William. You know, he be coming out the woodwork with them hadiths. He be cutting the Muslims. It sound like Muslims is nothing more than glorified desert Christians. That's what it sounds like. You just want to live. You do anything to live. You understand? You don't really believe in what you're talking about, because like Officer William just brought out, that's what I thought it was all about. Going up to get Jannah. You understand? To go into your heaven, your Jannah, and getting all your 12 virgins.
72.
And say it again, Officer Warrior.
72.
72. Like it. See, damn, 72 virgins. That's 5 times what? 6 times 12. You understand? You want to go there, but now you get bombed and you getting killed. Now you want us to feel bad, and you know you have to understand our suffering. To hell with that, man. To hell with that.
Salakia. The woman, what's her name? Forget it. Nazarene, right?
The film you talking about?
Yeah, she wants regime change. That's what she wants. You understand? So that's why she's saying that to Whoopi Goldberg. She wants regime change. She wants Donald Trump and them to go bomb their people.
Right.
You understand? She wants that. But Whoopi is making a point that they have it better than, or if not the same as black people. Like, why you know what I mean, you're complaining about it now when you ain't complaining about black people. You understand? Like, they for sure, as you were saying, remember, these Arabs, you'll be asking yourself, why would they strap this bombs to themselves and go blow themselves up in some, just go blow themselves up? To us, it's stupid. But they have good teachers. You understand? And remember, this whole fighting not going on,
Donald Trump is the one that came out and asked for the ceasefire.
Right.
You understand? He came out and asked for it. You understand? I mean, we ain't choosing any side, but at the end of the day, let the white man go fight his fight. Let them Arabs go fight their fight, as you will say.
Right.
You know what I mean? We shouldn't care about, you know what I mean, who wants regime change. We don't have that. We don't have that that option. We don't have that option where we could go call a military. You understand? Like you could do it. You could go, you know what I mean? You could go cry to Donald Trump and he go drop bombs on your own people like a traitor. You understand? We can't do it. That's why we're gonna have to pray to the almighty power of Israel to come and do it. So that all your nations won't be put in your place and know what it is. You understand? Because for the life of me, these people do not care about black people. And how you know? Because if they cared about us, then they will, if they put their foot, you know what I mean, the foot in we shoes for one day, they're gonna know the white man is the devil. They're gonna know that. We don't learn about our history because of the white man. You understand? Because of him. If black people were allowed to learn the history, we wouldn't know. We wouldn't want to learn about the Holocaust. We want to learn about our people's history.
Yeah.
But they push that on us in our educational system, on the TV. You understand? You can't make a statement comparing black people's slavery to the Holocaust. You got to go and apologize to these people for what? For what? You understand? But they don't understand it. But the Lord is making sure that he laid out in front of black. This war is for black people and Hispanics and First Nation people to sit back and watch these nations go at it. You understand? Just watch them go at it. Watch how they treat each other. Watch how they deal with each other. That whole you all saw the bombing that took place before Trump came out and said they had a ceasefire. You know, the Iranians pick up the phone and call Trump and told him when they was going to send the rockets. You understand? Trump called them and spoke to them back door and told them when he was going to drop them 14 bombs on them. That's why they have images of trucks leaving the Fargo place, because that's how they deal with each other. They don't deal with us like that.
Right.
They don't call we leaders and say, yo, tell you we're gonna just do this. Y'all go mash up some stores and
Tulsa, Oklahoma, sir.
Huh?
Tulsa, Oklahoma. Nobody got the call.
Yeah, nobody got the call. You
Right.
understand? Nobody got the call for any Black Wall Street that we had. Nobody. You understand? So we're gonna have to stop worrying about other people's problem. We have plenty problem to deal with.
Come on.
You understand? We have plenty. We have mental issues to deal with that this oppressor done put on us.
That's right.
You understand?
Right. So can I get one scripture? It's just one scripture that comes to my mind if I can. If I can get Deuteronomy 20 and Deuteronomy chapter 12 verse 30, because how these other nations and this is so because these wars are jumping off, wars and rumors of wars, of course, but the way they're jumping off, it is putting black people in a mindset where now you have to look at the outside world and how they deal with issues and how the hypocrisy that they placed on us for years when it came to conflict.
Mm-hmm.
Conflict between us and another nation outside of our own. And this is why this scripture right here always comes to mind, because once again, you got people who gonna play the oppression of Olympic game. They're gonna try to play that game with us. But once again, our every aspect of racism, they got categories. I didn't even understand this until I started researching it. But they have categories of racism. Everything from social racism. It's all the way up to what they got called environmental racism. And guess what? Guess who checks the box on each one of those? Black, Latino, and Native American Indian people.
That's right.
Everything from land right, everything, mineral rights, everything, even down to the air quality. It affects. They had to make a term called environmental racism. Who fits those terms? It's only one race of people, and that's the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Can I get that scripture, my brother?
Can. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 12 and verse 30. Take heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following them.
You understand? We get snared by following them. We want to follow. And then not only that, they draft us into these different types of things when it's going on. Why? Because they need quote unquote solidarity, and like a warrior said, the empathy and all those things, because they weaponize that. Don't be snared by following them. Go ahead.
Can. After that, they be destroyed from before thee. And that thou inquire not after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise.
You see that? We ain't supposed to be serving their gods, their political agenda, and their political agenda is tied to their religion. Those Iranians, they have a whole system of their religious order on how they deal with their political issues. You know what I'm saying? Why don't they go take their ass back over there and lobby to their country about how bad it is? Why are you coming to another nation lobbying before the white man over here? Let's talk about that.
That's it.
You don't want to have that talk, because then that makes you look more like a traitor to your own people. You don't want to have that discussion. Yeah. And Whoopi know that. Anybody else, any other nation will say, well, why are you going over here? It's no different than North Korean coming over here saying we want to make North Korea better. And we don't want them to cross the 38 parallel. Give me a goddamn break.
Right.
God said don't follow these people, man.
That's
don't
right.
listen to what they gonna try to come over. We the same. Forget all that. Where were you during the civil rights? We can go all the way back. We can always hit rewind, go all the way back. Once again, the ISUPK, that's why they don't want us on these shows.
That's right.
That's why they don't want the priests and prophets on these shows, because we're gonna give it to you raw and uncut.
That's right.
So like I yield.
Yeah. You're right.
So like you said, if I make Mashak taught a hell of a class tonight and had me doing some just extra reading on Iran. And Captain Kahan, what you said is so heavy. I could tell you, Captain Kahan, if I may, just from the Captain Mashak class tonight, I could just tell you during the civil rights where Iran was. They were sending Iranian students back and forth here in America. A lot of people don't know Iran before 1979 had a strong partnership with the United States. Like a lot of students from the universities were going back and forth. They said at the peak, 860,000 Americans lived in Iran. Like that's how close Iran with the United States. Yeah. Like the whole idea of how we view Iran today, that's fairly recent. Before 1979, Iran was making money hand over foot, so much so that the United States gave the Iranians, the Iranian government, the printing press for them to be able to print American money. The only nation to do that. You understand? That's how close Iran was with the white man in America. And this was during the civil rights movement, while we were getting dogs sicked on us in Alabama and Mississippi, while we were being sprayed by water hoses, while our college educated students were being murdered for taking a stand against oppression. Oh, they were making money hand over foot in Iran with the white man and their universities and exchanging ideas and enjoying life. So like Captain Khan, what you're saying is so heavy. What are you talking about? Where were you? You understand? Right. We know where you were. The same place every heathen was at some point, being in league and confederate with our oppressor against us.
It's like if I mean.
That's right.
You know, it's like a again the class and all tonight, you know, it's like it opened up a lot And as the scripture says, study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman rightly dividing the word. And the men before us, righteous black men, coming down through the ranks, 1969, and Commander General and holding down this truth, is a glorious thing in his sight that we could be witness today, and we be able to come, before our brothers, and bring this out, to the point where to the point that it could be explained why we face in these conditions, why these atrocities keep on happening to us, why we facing daily struggles or enemies raising or rising above us in many different ways, and being anger towards it by us knowing truth. And it is a glorious time to be in the truth, and for brothers and sisters to really, let me say, to put their minds, put their spirit behind this, because this what taking place right now, this is the Lord. And the Lord has always shown his face amongst blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, and these are just by names. Be two or four fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He had always shown his face, and to their seed, that they should be ruling this place and running it in how it's supposed to be run, in righteousness. Because without righteousness in the earth, or righteous black men, or righteous black this nation running the earth, look, this is the condition today. And again, everybody benefit off of us, and to see what if they benefit over, it is like it was mind blowing, because now, as we say, it wasn't oil, it wasn't gas, but it was, as you say, the brutality that our forefathers faced, and even what we facing today, to continue to hold up this empire, to hold up, their wealth, to hold up, their foundation. And the Lord, as we say, as our Father, He in pleased right now. And again, just as our say, Black people, Latino people, and Native Indian people, let us, as we say, stand by and watch our Father, bring our enemies to their knees. And this is what we continue to pray daily for. Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
That's right. Because I didn't know they gave them the printing press. I know they was getting money, because they say up to that time, they say 78, 79, that's when Khomeini came in. And he totally flipped the script on them. But they say up to that time, the oil was responsible for 80% of their foreign currency revenue. So that's not just people buying from them, but they're able to print that money and use that petrodollar. Yeah, so what, I supposed to feel sorry for Iran now? You're smoking that oil. That's what it's right. Then let the oil feel on fire and you inhaling the fumes. Something going on upstairs. You in too right in the goddamn head. And let me tell you something, it's so racist, because if the comparison was the condition of Iran and the Holocaust, that Griffin woman would have sided with that. She would have, because that Holocaust is like a clean oppression. It's like white oppression. But how in the hell, how dare you compare me to niggers?
Oh, come on.
These Arabs are racist, Racist. How dare, if she said it's just like the Irish, how they oppress the Irish, that woman would have said nothing. If she said it was just like how Britain oppressed the Indians, she would have said nothing. If she said the Holocaust, my God, she would have said, you know what? I don't want to take away from the Holocaust, but you people did experience something horrible. But you compare those Persians, the Persian Empire, Cyrus and them, to them niggers. Offensive, Whoopi. Offensive. That's offensive. You get the point?
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna show us their ass. Like, everybody's gonna show us their ass in the days to come. Watch and see. Everybody's gonna do it.
And that's why I say it's so nice that this war and in the Middle East jumping off right now, where black people just had to sit back and watch politics at its best. You know what I mean? Sit back and watch the news, how the news is creating narratives. You understand? about, you know what I mean, certain situations, and then you hearing, you know what I mean, your own politician lying, you understand, on the news about what's going on. You understand what I'm saying? Like, black people need to understand that what is being said about you, they are lying about you. You're the best fathers. You understand?
That's right. That's right.
You all have empathy, compassion. You all are what makes America great.
That's
You
right.
understand?
Right.
You make America, not them, you know what I mean, not Donald Trump. Donald Trump, you see what he will sell America out if he has to. You
Yeah.
understand? There's a price that Donald Trump will sell America out for. You understand? And he will do it. But you won't do it. You won't do it, and they know it. You
That's
more
right.
patriotic than these white boys, than these proud boys. You more patriotic than them. You understand? And this war should show black people that they've been lying to us all along. Been lying. You understand? You're not African American. Those people across there are not the ethnic Jews. Those are Europeans. Now, if those are Europeans, then who are you?
Right.
Right.
Ask yourself that question. Who are you? Who's the Jews today if they are not the Jews today? They're Europeans and they're acting just like European. That's why the entire Europe is with them, even though you could clearly see it is lies taking place on your TV.
Right.
You listen to Fox before this war, and you will think black people are the worst people on the planet Earth. You think black people are the worst people on the planet Earth. When now these so-called small hats, they're looking, it's real bad with the PR right now.
That's right, Cap.
All the millions they have, they can't clean the character up right now.
That's right.
Yeah.
You understand? Just pay attention to it, and you'll see. You know what I mean? We choosing black people's side. We don't give a damn about the Iranians or the Americans. Let them go fight.
That's
Just
right.
sit back and watch us fight against each other and call us criminals. When you see who's the biggest criminal on the face of the earth, who killing
That's
people,
right.
who unaliving babies, who unaliving women. You call yourself a warrior, but you unaliving babies and people who hungry. And you understand? It's good. It's good what's going on right now.
That's right.
Cap, can I say one thing?
Please.
Man, Cap, now I thought what you said is nuclear, because when you look at, like you said, that money can't cover the PR. The Lord is doing the PR on these people, a public relations thing on these people with the media, that money can't wash away. Like you said, it's so heavy. You know, a good name is better than riches, the scriptures say. And your reputation will precede you.
That's right.
Everything. And listen, even with the geopolitical spectrum that's going on right now, I seen a video on TikTok. This brother's a young brother in Chicago. He's part of one of the gangs. I don't know if he's a PDE or GD or but I'm listening to this brother, and he's watching this war. And you know what he said? He was like, man, the UN, that ain't nothing but a game. They gang. All it's just saying is, if one of them run up on gang, then we got your back. If one of our little bros, they the ops, and he's breaking it down. And I'm listening to the brother, but he understands war from a street perspective.
That's
and
it.
He's looking at it from an international perspective.
Right.
And the brother is right. He's like, that ain't nothing but a game.
Yes,
they ain't nothing but a gang. If they team up, if one of them attack our brothers, we got to go team up on them, man. You know that they ain't with gang, they with this side.
Right.
And I'm laughing, but I'm hearing a brother, and it's so beautiful because the Lord is starting to put, like He said He would. He gonna start to put the spirit on our young men and our young sisters, because like what Captain Narthok said, the more this thing heat up, and the more that's why they don't want us talking so much. The more we talk, and the more we converge about the state of affairs of our people, Black, Latino, and American Indian, the Holy Spirit gonna intervene.
That's right.
Somebody gonna say, hold up, that don't make sense. Hold on, let's compare this to this. Let's what's the litmus test to righteousness?
Right.
You understand? And now the Bible comes into play. I even seen it was a Latino brother. He's talking about boycotting the 4th of July. Hey, I'm telling you, it's going there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So this is a beautiful thing and a beautiful time for our nation. Salak, I yield.
If I could, if I may too,
Go ahead.
like the Lord told us that this is a hypocritical nation, right? So, with that in mind, we hear all these talking points about the women and children, but when it comes to missing Native Indian women, right, missing Native, Latino women and children, there's no, I don't know, but nobody's speaking on that. There's no cry for the, there's nothing for us because again, America don't care about us like that. You know what I'm saying? We're just a product and an item that's on the shelf. And whenever they need to use us, they'll use it. Otherwise, they'll put us in the box and throw us up in the attic until the next time they need us. But that's going to come straightly to an abrupt end, Blacks and Latinos and Native Indians. Right. You better get on cold, quick, fast, in a hurry, because like both captains said, there's a shakeup coming, and you need to be on the right side of your of history and your team. I yield.
And
the irony and the hypocrisy, like the captain was just bringing up, is another one is every morning some Iranian or some Middle Eastern leaves their neighborhood and comes into a black neighborhood, unlocks the door, and opens up their store to take money out of black neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And fact, wasn't Michael Brown selling drugs for some Middle Easterns, and they got him killed?
Right.
And nothing happened to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nothing happened to them. So the irony of not understanding or being able to say, hey, it doesn't compare, while your people, even in the ghettos of America, rule over the black people there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And just to add to what everybody's saying too, right? I know, you know what I mean, you Christians out there who listening, you Martin Luther King lovers, you understand? You all should listen to what he's saying. I could read this one of his quotes. Yeah, I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Now switch that around to your oppressor. Switch it around to your oppressor. Don't judge him by the color of his skin. Judge it by the content of their character.
Right.
You understand? Judge the Iranians by the content of their character. Judge the oppressor by the content of their character. Judge them like that. Why we had to judge ourselves like that all the time to please you?
Come on, Cap.
Right. Why we had to do it like that? Right. You understand? I should show you men who speak like this are traitors to their people. You understand? But America puts them up on a pedestal, builds them a 40-foot statue, so that you could be a traitor like him and watch your people conquer. You will never, ever, ever see a 40-foot statue of Benedict Arnold.
Right.
Never in America.
That's right.
You go try put that up. You might, them boys might, you know what I mean? They might bury you right there with that statue. You understand?
That's right.
But they think, you know what I mean, we're racist when we are judging them by their character. What their skin color had to do with you hanging, you know what I mean, hanging my forefathers? That you tell me skin color has something to do with that? No, it's your action. You understand? Your skin color come into play now because all of you oppressing my family. That's what comes in now. So now I have to tell my sons and my daughters, stay away from them. Separate from them. Be careful of them. They walk on the right-hand side, you walk on the left-hand side. I'm going to have to protect them from you because ain't just one incident, ain't just 2, ain't just 3. It's been going on for 400 years.
That's right.
That's right. That's great.
Yep.
That's right. Absolutely. That's right, Cat.
Okay.
Let's try to get a couple more stories. Let's see if we can do about 2 or 3 more stories before the time go. Any more else that's good on Trump and Iran, or
Yes.
anything else that seems
No, we can touch on it. We can touch on it quick. Number 14.
Come on.
It has, you know, I mean, the whole works in it. Cap.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta touch on it, and you know, what I mean,
That's wild.
Come on. Never worked a day in counterterrorism. 22-year-old former lawn boy, Trump put in charge of terrorism prevention at Department of Homeland Security, facing new backlash after Iran attack. The 22-year-old former gardener and grocery store assistant, President Donald. The 22-year-old former gardener and grocery store assistant, President Donald Trump put in charge of counterterrorism at the Department of Homeland Security, is facing a backlash as fears over possible retaliation by Iran grow. According to a report by the Daily Beast, Thomas Fugate, a big fan of the president.
Wait.
I was trying to hold it.
What's his name?
Thomas Fugate.
Fugazi or faggot?
It sounds like
Good night.
You can't make this stuff up.
That's no. Listen, if that's not a DEI hire, I don't know what the hell is.
Come on, Cap.
I don't know what the hell is. If that is not a DEI hire. Good night.
A gardener and a grocery store assistant, you know. And he might be educated, but still, come on. As you're saying, like, yeah, I mean, are these people really serious? Is this what they're calling what's the organization they create with what's his name? Doge. Yeah. Is this, you know what I mean? Is this what you call that? Like, come on, black people, and that's why we say we need to separate from them, because they will take their gardeners and their assistant over you. And you went to school, you went and pay what, thousands of dollars to go to school in Howard, Yale,
right?
And a gardener, a 22-year-old gardener, and some grocery store assistant will just walk in and take up this position.
Nah, it's like I know exactly what's going on. He have a Roblox account that's impressive. He have a Roblox account that, you know, your children would slit your throat for. That's what's going on there. He got the Roblox money. He had a Roblox account. He probably got some high level in Call of Duty, or what's the game them brothers we play?
Metal Gear or some shit.
Not Metal Gear. I think Metal Gear is a little old school. That's the brothers is playing Call of Duty and all the Call of Duties. He probably got a profile that the feds is like, hold on. He's able to, you know, they can't kill him. He knows where every person hiding, everything. You know what I mean? Like, this is women are the oppressors and children rule over thee.
Right.
This is that.
Salak, Cap.
Yeah, please, go.
Can I get one scripture? And then this is so heavy. Can I get Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 7? Like, because the Bible is so real, man. And look at the picture of him. He got his eyebrows raised. This is amateur hour. We
He looking like Jim Carrey.
This is like what's that? Austin Powers.
He look like Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
he look like.
I was trying to figure it out.
Is this a joke? Like, look at his face.
Baby.
He look Jim Carrey. Say, "All righty then." That's it, man. That's it right there.
Good night.
That's you remember that old school comedy Hot Shots part, Hot Shots with the old white man with the silver hair. Y'all probably know what the hell I'm talking about.
A naked gun.
With Naked Gun.
Oh yeah,
gunshots,
I remember that.
Like this is that come to life,
Yeah.
That's crazy. And you know what's so crazy about the Cap? You said something that was heavy. Like imagine all the people that take all those political science, get all those political science degrees, study, counterterrorism, all those different things, and then now a grocery person, what I'm saying, come in there and got no experience, and now they running the department just because he, like you said, got a Roblox account and friends with the Doge people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people, they wouldn't even pass a background check. A lot of these people. You know what I'm saying? But they got them in there and they running the damn department. They let you know what time it is, man. This scripture right here gonna sum it up on what we dealing with these other nations.
Come. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10 and verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
And that's what you see right there. You got servants upon horses, meaning they in authority. They in a position of power. These people are servants. And you know what? That's why the earth is the way it is now. Because you have servants running the show. Right. And the princes are walking as servants upon the earth. That's everything is upside down in this kingdom. Mm-hmm. And the Lord is putting it right in our face, man. With you seeing who's running these departments, man. So like I give you.
Hey, Salaki too, Cap. What they try to hold LeBron James with his son? I forget the word they use. Like when LeBron James,
Nepotism, sir.
Nepotism. Right. This is Thomas Fugate III. Either his father or his grandfather is Thomas Bacon Fugate. And he was a political or a part of the Senate. You understand? Now, you all, you understand what I'm saying? Like, they do it with their people.
Yeah.
You understand? They do it with their people, and it's no problem. It's none. But when we do it, is a problem. You see the slave mentality that black people have. You understand? They look out for each other. You understand? You want to know why there's so many Caucasians in these political positions? Because they look out for each other.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? It had nothing to do with who went to school and what degree they have. Ain't nothing like that. You understand? This here is just a family business.
Yeah.
You understand? Yep. And they including you is just, it's just not DEI, but you like a token. You're just coming along.
Nice crumbs.
Yeah,
nice crumbs.
Better. Yeah, it's just crumbs. You understand? He is Thomas Fugate III. You understand? His great-great-grandpap, he was in office. That's why he's in office right now.
Right.
Yep. You understand? It's nothing to do with, his degree, whatever degree he has. He don't need any experience. Just like LeBron James' son don't need any experience. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Salaki, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
And what Captain Ayathak said is so heavy. And okay, this makes me think of the scripture where the Lord, man, he's powerful, man. And like that Bible is a living book, because the Lord said, I will make you jealous, move you to jealousy with the people that are not a people.
That's right.
Because it takes me back to just being in high school. And I remember the narrative that they would tell blacks and Hispanics is we had to check off every box. You had to join a lot of clubs. You had to be active and, in student council.
Yes.
You had to take the ACT. You got to take the SAT. Like, there are so many check boxes that we had to check off in order to be appealing for college. And I remember that was just my whole high school thing. I have to do this. I was in so many damn clubs. I couldn't even, it was running, bleeding through and everything. I couldn't remember what club I was in and organizations, and you know, I didn't took the SAT.
You just show up.
Yeah, I was there. It was just there, you know. But I'm doing everything that they told us, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, that we had to do in order to be halfway appealing. And then I get in college, and then I realized that white people were paying people to take the SAT. White people were getting into colleges simply based off of who their daddy was.
That's right.
And it was the first eye opener to many more to understand that they don't play by the rules they set up for us.
That's it.
The rules that they give us and the standards they give us is to make us work twice as hard and to get half of what they get when these white boys graduate with a 1.5 GPA, don't go to college, and in 5 years, somehow he makes more money than me. After I then went to college, I didn't did everything right. I didn't took the test. I didn't studied. I didn't damn near age myself before time because I'm so stressed out in high school and college on doing everything right. And here this white boy is getting high in high school, getting high in college, paying for people to take his tests and show up in class. And then when he graduates, he's still somehow over us. I'm moved to jealousy because this is what you can do when you have a nation of your own. This is the benefits of having your own goddamn nation, and it moves me to jealousy, man. Like I damn near be want to tell, man. Salagi, I'll leave it at that.
Because I can make you jealous more. He's the head of Shamar for the
Damn, listen out. Yeah. You're right. You're right. Like that's the best way to put it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. And his main qualification is he hates you.
That's it. Hey, Salagi, sir. Captain Nighthawk said his grandfather, Thomas Bacon Fugate.
Yeah.
Right. So as I'm reading about him, it says this about him, Thomas Bacon Fugate, as a congressman out of the 9th District of Virginia. As a congressman, Fugate's main achievement was for legislation he sponsored in regard to the operations of the Panama Canal. Okay, from which he received commendations from the Army and from the U.S. President. With his banking experience, Fugate also selected to the Banking and Currency Committee and helped oversee the loans made by the Export-Import Bank. But there's an accusation. However, Fugate was also accused of being a member of the powerful Byrd political machine. So with this cat being over like what you said, the Shamar, of course, because the powerful family he come from, and then Trump's been trying to get the Panama Canal under American control, because once upon a time during the Jimmy Carter era, they had it until Jimmy Carter. The Panama Canal was ran by the U.S. until Jimmy Carter, and now he wants to get it back so he can control that as well. So some interesting stuff about this dude.
Yeah. If I could too, like I'm trying to pull this up here. They said let me see if I could pull it.
Oh, if I could, just real quick, that Byrd political machine, by the way, is they were known as the Byrd machine or the Byrd organization as well. But they were a Democratic Party led by Governor and U.S. Senator Harry F. Byrd. I didn't read the details to it, but I'm definitely going to do this.
Yeah, they said I'm looking at his qualifications too, right? They're saying here, Fugate's appointment drew criticism in the media due to his very limited experience in national security. ProPublica observed that his LinkedIn showed the bulk of his leadership experience coming from a model United Nations club. Former Homeland Security officials and counterterrorism experts voiced concern that the decision reflected an effort by the Trump administration to sideline CP3's original mission
and shift its focus towards immigration and partisan priorities. The Department of Homeland Security defended Fugate's appointment, citing his work ethic and performance. Now, this model United Nations is some simulation of the United Nations that, young people go to. And it's like, like junior something club.
Right.
Junior presidential debate. It's a model of the, hold on, let me see again. Model United Nations, otherwise known as Model UN or MUN, is an educational simulation of the United Nations which teaches students about diplomacy, international relations, global issues, and how the UN is run. During a Model UN conference, delegates assume the roles of representatives of countries, organizations, and individuals to collaborate and present global issues. So this is some kind of like a UN boot camp where you could go in there and argue points and bring it's just a like politics playhouse.
Yeah,
Glee club.
It's a politics
club.
playhouse, and I guess his strategies in a simulation was like, okay, what they did with him is, imagine giving an NBA coach the NBA coach position, the head coach, to the brother who is number one in 2K. That's really what they did. Because he his team is good and he makes good buys and trades and he starts good people. That's what really they looked at with putting this guy in what's his name? Fugate. With putting Fugate in office. You get the point? At 22 years old. Now, this is what I want white America to remember. He is going to send your 35 and 40-year-old husband to war in the name of counterterrorism.
That's right.
He's going to send your 30-year-old mother or your 25-year-old daughter to war in the name of counterterrorism. This cat right here.
That's right.
I want America to remember that one, and you remember it and sow it into your flesh. Let's remember that. Like, he is going to do it. Crazy. Crazy, yeah. Now, if it was a 22-year-old UPK officer, I'd have been more at ease with the whole thing.
Right.
I'd have been more at ease with it.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, where y'all want to go next?
You talk about Fat Joe or no? Man,
I'm with it. Whatever y'all want to go with, I'm with it. A lot of good stories.
Mashak drop.
Oh, Salaki. I mean, we can leave Fat Joe alone. We can leave Fat Joe alone for now.
Yeah.
Fat Joe trying to lose weight. You know what I mean? Like, let the nigga live a little bit out. Let him
You want to talk about number 17, sir?
Yeah, I was looking at the Proud Boys. Have 3 words for Trump.
Oh yeah, let's go with that. Let's definitely rock with Proud Boys.
Kawakan. Proud Boys have scathing 3-word message for Trump after his attack on Iran. The United States bombed underground uranium enrichment plants in Iran over the weekend, raising the specter of the U.S. plunging into yet another war in the Middle East. And President Donald Trump's far-right fanboys have 3 words for the man they have long proclaimed is the only leader fit to run the country. Fuck this shit.
Oh shit!
Everybody got real fast.
Everybody getting profane right now up in this big ass.
That's right. A message from the Proud Boys Telegram account said Saturday. The message appeared above a screen grab of the president's boasting on Truth Social after the U.S. bombing of Fordo, Natanz, and Esfahan concluded and American planes had exited Iranian airspace. Only a week ago, the Proud Boys, perhaps known best for their assault on the U.S. Capitol on January 6th, signaled that if Trump got the U.S. involved in a conflict between Israel and Iran, he would lose their support. Going to war for Israel wasn't what Proud Boys signed up for when they voted for Trump last November, they said. After the bombings, the vitriol was high. One post on the Proud Boys Telegram appeared to compare Trump on the campaign trail versus Trump as president. An image of Trump on the campaign stump uses his official portrait. But as president, the Proud Boys used an image of Trump that appears to compare him to someone who was developmentally disabled. Insulting and degrading people, mostly women, immigrants, and members of the LGBTQ community, is central to the group's foundational belief system. The group's credo proclaims that Western men created the modern world and they refuse to apologize for it. The White House did not immediately respond to a request for comment on Monday. After Trump became president again in January, one of his first acts was to pardon rioters who attacked the U.S. Capitol on January 6. The pardons were sweeping and indiscriminate, including everyone from misdemeanor offenders to individuals who committed felony assault against police. Proud Boys leader Henry Enrique Terrio, who was charged and convicted for his role in plotting the January 6 attack after a months-long trial, received his pardon in January. Terrio was on track to serve 22 years in prison, the longest sentence handed down to any January 6th defendant.
If I could, and for those brothers don't know, sisters don't know, Commanding General Yohana did a interview and a dialogue with this cat on 2 occasions. Right. Go check it out on this channel on the Real Commanding General Yohana. That's going to be pivotal for what's going on now, because it's good to look at those videos and listen what Commander General Yohana has warned him and spoke about. A lot of these things is happening now, even up to his indictment when he got arrested. You know what I'm saying, for being involved directly or indirectly with what happened at the Capitol. So I just wanted to let everybody know that there's 2 interviews on this channel that, for those listening out there, if you want to check out, is on Commander General Yohana's channel. So like I yield.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right, because even the latest one is just when he got out of jail.
Right.
It was just when he got out of prison, and the general was, warning him and telling him, and he still had some sort of hope.
Right.
That's
Look
right.
at him now. He said, "Fuck this shit." You should have said that 3 years ago, Tario.
That's right. Yeah.
Change their name now.
And Slack here. This goes to show, how ungrateful the oppressor is. Trump pardon you. You was fitting to do 22 years in jail. Where's your loyalty?
Right.
You understand? And that's to show you can't make no deal with the so-called oppressor. He will tell you F that deal when it don't suit him. You know what I mean? And black people need to recognize these things. The Lord putting these things in the news for you, just not for entertainment, but for you to pay attention to it, so you don't fall into the white man's trap. Don't believe anything he's telling you. Whatever he's telling you today is because it suits him.
That's right.
The day it does not suit him, you know what I mean? As my father would say, crap or smoke your pipe. You know what I mean? Slack here.
Damn right.
So like it, sir, if I may. No sweat, sir. And this reminds me of the scripture, because Enrique, he's a brother. You understand? A brother that is misguided and lost, and and probably turned out as well, being around them drunk devils all the time. You understand? And remind me of the scripture says, I'm paraphrasing, woe to them that go down to Egypt and trust in the shadow of Egypt. Right? Enrique, man, I knew Trump was not going to be it for you because I know the Bible. Because Manager Yohana taught me the Bible. I don't have to know politics. You oftentimes niggas in DC, you think you're so smart because you're so politically versed. Nigga, I don't know politics. All I know is red and blue. But I know the white man is true when it comes to being a devil. That's what I know.
That's right.
That's right.
Zach, you know all the colors.
Hey, if I could, hey, Officer Kazak, when you said heavy, we know people.
That's it.
We know, and the Bible cuts through the politics.
Right.
That's why all this, and you seeing it right now with the alt-right, with the evangelicals. They merging these politics. They out there. They had a picture of some white house aide. She out there speaking in tongues on the White House garden out there. Somebody got it on camera. So these religion and politics is the Bible cut through all the BS. So we don't have to go all of these, get all these different degrees and all that. It's good to have.
Right.
It's good to have to make money, but the Bible cuts through all that.
That's right.
It's word like a two-edged sword. It cuts through. It cut through the BS. Now there's more cracks in the MAGA movement now.
Yeah.
You had all these people that were pro-Trump, and there's infighting that's going on.
Yeah,
that's right.
You understand? And see, the problem is when that collapses, you got to understand they're like his foot soldiers in the street. They're really like his personal military. Just look at it that way. A lot of these paramilitary people or people that be trained, the militia and all of them people, those people who support Trump, which in essence, look at what happened. I'll give you an example. Look at what happened when they unalived that was that senator up there in Minnesota and her husband. That's how they deal with political turmoil, violence.
Yeah.
And what happens when they stray away from Trump? What happens next? I'll tell you what happens. More violence. It just be under a different name.
That's
or
it.
say that he portrayed the mission or he portrayed, the American people. They don't mean they're going to stop being violent. They'll just find someone else to be violent for. And this is why the UPK, everything coming. That's why I said, man, y'all watch those interviews, man, because Commander General Yohana is a prophet of the Lord.
That's right.
Commander General Yohana is a prophet of the Lord, and he be calling it from miles away.
That's right.
He told him beforehand when he was a free man, quote unquote, and when he got pardoned. Same, he may even have another video, another interview with him since this happened. But these are the things that go on, and we have to say it sometimes. We told you so. Be it the Lord. Pride go before destruction. A pride go before a fall. The scriptures say that. So like I yield.
Okay. Was there any more in the article, Kazan?
That was pretty much it, sir.
All right. Where you want to go next? I don't know if you want to touch on what's his face? What's his name? Bolter? Vance Bolter?
Vance.
That's the one who shot the lawmakers in Minnesota. I'm not sure if it's on.
Yeah. Hey, Cap, they got a video of him preaching.
Yep.
They got a video of him in a church.
Damn.
He's one of them white evangelicals, Cap.
He's one of them who will kiss the snake in the mouth.
Come on, Cap.
Yep.
They got a video. Hold on. If you can find that video, Cap. If you can find that video, that's gonna make my night tonight.
He was in Africa. In Africa. Yeah. He was in Africa doing that. And that goes to show you them white men who all the way into that Christianity, you better keep your eye on them.
That's
that the clown, I think it's Wayne Gacy.
Yeah.
He was into the church also too. That's why they didn't suspect him. You understand? Like these white boys who all the way into that church, like was he one that hold them people up in them building?
Jim Jones. Oh no, not that one.
Well, he a white boy too. Yeah, Jim Jones. No,
not Timothy McVeigh. David Koresh.
Yeah, one of them. I think he was in some building. He took them people somewhere in some building, and he held them up.
Yeah, you talking about David Koresh?
David Koresh, yeah.
We used to call them Davidians.
You understand?
Waco, Texas.
Yes, yep. Them white men who all the way into that Christianity, they hiding something. You understand? There's something in the closet that they're hiding. You understand? Pay attention to that, and you'll see. You know what I mean? Because he was really, you know what I mean, doing his thing across there in Africa. You understand? I yield.
Listen, I think I may have found the video. Hold on, bear with me.
Oh my goodness. Come on, Cal.
I'm trying to get a good yeah, this is it.
And Cal, I do want to say one thing. I thought God loved everybody. I mean, and once again, you want to get mad at Commander General Hunter, the UPK. I thought God loved everybody.
That's right.
So why is this man in the church talking about Jesus and his love, the white Jesus and his love, but he go unalive to people? Make it make sense. You're going to start to see more and more what our ISUPK has always said, that the mark of the beast is Christianity.
That's right.
They're going to start to see it. If it don't make sense, if it didn't make sense then, I'm going to let the video talk. So like I yield, Cap.
Listen, I think there was another one yesterday or the day before. I forget where. Some church, and they say some dude is in there with an AR, and the security had to go in and pop him.
Yeah.
It's a white church.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
In Michigan, wasn't it?
It was in Michigan?
I think it was. Somebody got hit with a truck too. Somebody got ran over with. I mean, speaking of Jesus, take the wheel. I think somebody got hit with a truck out there. They're on the highway to hell. That's what the hell. That's why we're not stopping. You never gonna stop. You never letting up.
Some old dry bitch would say, we ain't suffering like the Iranians. Oh boy, let me see this man's vote. I think this is him here.
Yep, that's it. Cap the volume. Because they need to hear that this commotion here.
You can hear it now.
I think he had a come out and then come back in.
Oh shit! All right, hold on.
So, like I said, while you pulling that up, these type of devils, I've been around for a minute. I went to Liberty University. It is the largest Christian university in the world in Lynchburg, Virginia. And I was there when Donald Trump came, when Obama was getting reelected. Mitt Romney came, a whole bunch of these far right conservatives that got big names. You know, I was there when they came, and the spirit on the devils, on these Christian devils, like the more Christian they are, and this is what I noticed before, and all the black people, because we all hung together, it was very racially separate. You know, besides the few Uncle Toms, you know, that was into white girls and stuff like that, but it was racially separate, and it got worse when Obama got reelected. And I remember all of the black people, we be talking amongst each other, and it seemed like every white boy that was the most, well, at that time, what we thought was holy, you understand, was the most holy, was the most deviant. You understand? It was like they were they had the most nastiness to them. You understand? It's like they were always into something deviant, and then they were always violent. And it was like, it's like a quiet, it's like if you're not used to it, you wouldn't be able to pick up on it. It's like a quiet violence, where it's like the moment you don't do what I say and you don't agree with me, oh, forget about it. It's all guns loose on you. Like that's that type of devil. Those devils are in these Christian spaces. Like they are the worst type of devils, and it's not surprising that the worst type of black person, an Hispanic person, is a Christian Hispanic or a Christian black person, because they are of their father, the devil. They take on that spirit. So like
and so like if I can, if I can too, and what you're saying, because I can so heavy because they use the Bible to justify it.
That's right.
That's the evil part about it.
Yep.
Like the Bible is a powerful book, but the wicked use it to justify the evil. I
That's
done
right.
this because God. You hear so many Christians say, "Well, God spoke to me," and God didn't speak to you.
Right.
Your lust spoke to you. The Satan that spoke to you.
That's right.
They do, and that's why it's so prevalent in these churches with all this evil going on. But it's so prevalent because what? I can hide behind the Bible.
Right.
How stupid do you think? You think you can hide behind? If Adam couldn't hide behind, have the leaves in the garden covered him, what make you think you can hide behind the truth?
That's
and
right.
not get exposed. You want to hide
That's right.
behind God's word. You want God to co-sign your evil. That's Christianity. That's what this devil did right here. I bet you he gonna say have some religious reason he unalived that woman up there with her husband and so forth, man. So like I yield.
If I could, sir, and that's why in the ISUBK, if a brother want to come into the school, you gotta get an all black boots, black pants, black headbands, war scarves. Why? Because the old man has to die. These Christians, because they want to fight their lust, they think they're just gonna go and get dipped in water and become brand new. When they go over there, even if they have the right, like I want to stop child abuse or child molestation, right? And they go in there, but they never changed. So now, as they're in there and they're gaining power and they're gaining authority and they're gaining access to children, that demon is there. You know what I mean? These sisters who were hoes in the world, I mean, they come in there thinking they're gonna change, and it just become a whore in there, right? That's why in the school, man, it's like you brothers, young brothers coming in, take it seriously. Get all black. The old man has to die. I mean, that's the only way a new man will come forth.
That's
and that's what happens in the ISUPK under Command Jane Hunter.
That's right.
All right.
That's right. They just become a holy hope or a holy murderer.
That's it.
All right, let's see some more of this fool here. With that said, y'all watch them purple faggots IUIC who going to Africa. So you see what's going on here.
Right. That's right.
No sin. Et il n'y a aucun péché. That God can't take care of. Dieu ne peut pas enlever. Nothing. Il n'y a rien. There's people, especially in America. Il y a des gens, particulièrement aux États-Unis. They don't know what sex they are. They don't know how their sexual.
The Christian, she can't translate. They don't know what sex they are. He's like, hold up. You didn't tell me you're talking about these LGBTQ. Right. And you can tell he wing it because he look at her like, yeah, I said it, now translate it.
They don't know what sex they are.
He look at her like, bitch, translate that shit. Look at it, look, he translate it.
They don't know their sexual orientation, they're confused. Ils ne savent pas ce qu'ils sont exactement, ils ont une confusion. The enemy has gotten so far into their mind and their soul. Et l'ennemi est entré dans le fond de leur pensée et de leur âme. But this word, mais cette parole, cuts deeper. Va aux profondeurs. Because it's living. Parce qu'elle est vivante. And it's active. Et elle est agissante. And God goes down there and pulls that out. Et elle peut entrer dans notre cœur et enlever tout ce qui est de mal. And he sets every person free. Et pouvoir.
He's a faggot, huh?
Yes. Yes. Water. Yes. Yep.
That's his story.
That's right.
Yep. That's his story he talking about there.
That's right.
Nous libérer. There shouldn't be one person in this room. Il doit y avoir quelqu'un dans cette salle that leaves tonight qui est en train de vivre le péché with a sin or a problem you're dealing with in your heart and soul. Peut-être que tu as un problème qui est vraiment.
Yeah, brother, it's gonna come out. He was wearing dresses and shit up. It's gonna come out.
Dang.
Yeah, you know what's so heavy about this? I'm looking at him, right? And he's using the Bible to justify whatever BS is going on with him. And it's the same way them small hats trying to justify stealing land. You understand? That Bible, that greater Israel, these people on our land. That's why they say Israel, they are the only nation that ain't put no borders on their land, because they're using that Zionist movement is using what's in that Bible to go start wars, to go unalive people. No different than what this man is doing right here, right? He's using the Bible to do his evil. You understand? And you and black people, pay attention to this. You use the Bible, but you ain't thinking about doing what he doing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You're not doing that. He will use that Bible to justify whatever he's doing. You go and ask him why he unalive those people, and he's gonna give you some biblical scripture.
That's right.
Until he was trying to cleanse somebody or some demon. He might use that on you. You understand? And that goes to show you, you know what I mean, that's your book. And all these heathens that trying to cleave onto it is not going to cleave onto them. You're going to see who they really are. You're going to see them. And this man, as Captain Meshach say, you know what I mean, he is what's the word you a deviant.
That's right.
He's a sexual deviant. You know what I mean? Put that Bible away. He is a sexual deviant. You understand?
You ain't never lie. You ain't never lie. I need to find out if he was around children down there in Africa. Because he's like, they don't even know what sex they are, and then he turned to them. Turns to them down the road. You know, all the drug dealing going on, prostitution, murder. He goes straight for that. They don't know what sex they are, and they're confused in their mind. Nigga, you confused.
Hold on.
You thought he was a cop. That's what he thought he was. He thought he was a cop. He was a killing spree.
And it's like a Cap. Now, okay. Now the woman that he unalived, she was in a heterosexual. She knew that she was a woman.
Yep.
She was in a heterosexual marriage. So what? So once again, these types of things, like if that's your, once again, these religions, man, and they give God's word a bad name, and they make the true prophets of the Lord, they make our job harder.
Yeah.
That's why people look at the Bible, they look at him with that Bible, and they say, man, we don't believe in that book because look at what this dude did. This is why the Lord said there are many false prophets that have gone out. We know he ain't a prophet because he ain't of this nation.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But even in this nation, you have to be certified by a prophet. You have to come up on a true prophet. Commanding General Yohana is that prophet.
That's right.
You understand? Right. You got people out here using the Lord's word to enrich themselves, using the Lord's word to push whatever that sexual deviancy, using the Lord's words to create all kind of fringe groups and things like that out here. All of them saying they serve the Lord. But look at that's why the Bible say, what did Christ say? By their fruits you gonna know them.
That's right. That's
right. And we see what fruits happened with what he did. He went up there and I wish I can get a statement from this African church about this and about how much they donated to him. This is a missionary mission that he went on over there. And there's plenty of them that go into them African countries and all over the world. You know what I'm saying? Trying to speak, act like they so holy. Can I get one scripture? Cap.
I think Arawadia hit the nail on the head. Arawadia said he was probably in a relationship with the senator's husband.
Oh,
listen, what if this has nothing to do with policies or Trump, but this is just some nasty, freaky, high society, male-only activity? And he's just a spurned lover. They said the FBI went to search his place. They found 4 dozen more guns, 5 body bags, and another police car.
That's crazy. That's crazy, Cal.
What he has in him, the Lord, he got something in him that's way beyond normal. It's way beyond normal. There's something wrong with this dude. It's and his family knows. You heard they say he called his family and said, "Dad, he went to war today."
Wow.
He called his wife and child and said, "Daddy's went to war today," and I ain't gonna say no more because I don't want to incriminate you all. So I guess that's the code for either don't say nothing or pack up and leave. It's crazy.
If I may, sir.
I think Colin wanted to put something there, Ash. Give me 1 second. Go ahead, Colin.
No, I want to try to pull a scripture whenever I get a chance. It was
No sweat. If you want to know, if you want to ask, go first. It's 2 hours.
I'll wait till Cap Marsh go, then I'll put it out.
Go ahead, Cap.
And it's just to piggyback off what you said, because everything that you were saying was crossing my mind. But this is another thing that was crossing my mind, is why all you Christians that want to say that Paul being the apostle of the Gentiles, that now everybody can be joined. Well, we got plenty of evidence that if you're not part of this body, if you're not an Israelite, it would be a disservice and it would be an evil thing to try to get all these Gentiles to be a part of us. Because we see, for example, this video of this guy, and we see what he did because he's a Christian. Christians love everybody. We need to love us, and it has to be about us and for us all day long.
Right.
You know, every Christian out there that says that Paul, went to the Greeks, meaning Esau, went to the Romans, meaning Esau, you're dead wrong for that. And you don't know nothing. You know what I mean? And we don't want no part of that. What we do want is our people. That's what Paul went out to do, to get our people back into the fold. He said it himself, Romans 10:1, right? My prayers and desires for Israel to be saved.
That's right.
You know, you can't get past that. I know you Christians don't like that, because you want everybody to be part of this covenant. That don't work. That's trash.
Damn right, Cap. We doing the Lord's work over here, man.
That's right.
We're doing the work of an evangelist and all those different things, an apostle and all that. They ain't doing it over there. Now he went over there, got all them guns. This scripture right here gonna bring it all the way out, man. It's so heavy. Psalms chapter 147, verse 19. You know what I'm saying? Like the Lord ain't never give these people his word, man. They may have the book. They may try to wear the shield of David. They may even try to, use the Assyrian and the ancient, but he never gave it to them. It's not their birthright. And how do you know that? Because no matter how many times they pick up that book, how many times they speak it, they never just can't quite live it.
That's right.
They never. He said the Bible is a living word, but don't it say is a law against murder?
Right.
Oh, I forgot the law's done away with, right?
Yeah.
Let's show you how Christianity really is.
Yeah, that's right.
So, like, if I can get that scripture, my brother.
Come. The book of Psalms, chapter 147 and verse 19. He showed his word unto Jacob.
He showed his word unto Jacob. Jacob is the forefather of the nation of Israel. Jacob's name was changed to Israel, which means prince of the power. He gave his word unto him. Go ahead.
Come. His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
You understand? The statutes and the laws, statutes, and commandments, the punishment or rewards, the blessings and the curses. He gave that unto Israel. We know it ain't given unto everybody else.
Right.
Because why? Everybody get it. Look at what they do with it. That's how you know it's not for them.
Right.
It's like trying on something that's tailor-made and it don't fit.
Right.
It never fit these people. Go ahead. And this scripture here is going to prove it even more. Verse 20.
Come. He hath not dealt so with any nation.
Say it again.
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
Any nation. Right. He ain't deal with no other nation outside of Israel.
That's right.
No other nation. There are 12 parts to this body.
That's right.
And the Lord, you can't exclude either one. All 12 tribes, the Lord gave this to. He didn't give it to nobody outside of this nation. Right. And really, you the only one that really can understand it, even though you act like you don't know what we're saying.
Yeah.
We know you know what we saying. You just pretending you like you don't know what we saying, but you know what we saying. Why? Because your spirit bear forth witness who children you are. You understand? He ain't dealt so with any other nation. Go ahead.
Can. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord.
You understand? Praise the Most High. They don't know his judgments. And why? Because they knew his judgment, they wouldn't be carrying on like they're carrying on right now. Everybody want to claim, everybody want to get under Abraham's skirt. Everybody want to hide behind Abraham, hide behind Jacob. You can't do it. You understand? You can't do it. Why? Because the Lord only dealt with Israel, man. You understand? It's down by law. The Lord don't break no covenant.
That's right.
These heathens, they can pick up the Bible, they can dip you in water, they can drink holy water, they can go over to Israel and jump into Jordan. It don't mean nothing to them. The Lord, it don't mean nothing to them.
Right.
The Lord looking at the ghettos, the barrios, and the reservation. That's where his sons and daughters are. And that's who he gave his word to.
That's right.
Like I yield.
That's right. That's right.
Listen, man, I think there's one more story I see here where some Asian walking a baby on a leash. We right on the time. I might just have to show the picture. And geez, you see if you could pull it real quick. It's a Atlanta Black Star story. Don't forget, you next weekend we have the Cult Classic down there in North Carolina. You all tap in, check it out. I ain't seen a picture of it here, boy.
I got the story. How you know them? Asian man's confrontation with bystanders in Philadelphia sparks debate after he's seen in video walking semi-naked black boy on a leash.
Damn.
Wow.
A viral video showing an Asian man walking hand in hand with a black toddler wearing nothing but a saggy diaper, a tiny backpack, and a leash around his neck is raising alarm in Philadelphia. The man was also accompanied by an older black boy, and although a group of bystanders questioned him briefly and made light of the situation, no formal investigation appears to have followed. Footage of the odd encounter was uploaded to TikTok on Sunday, June 22nd, in a 21-second video showing the moment when the trio walked past several black men standing on a street corner. The most jarring part of the scene was the tiny black child wearing nothing but his Pampers. No explanation was offered for the child's lack of clothing, and it doesn't appear that the police were ever called to look into it. Social media critics argued that if something harmful was afoot, it likely went unreported because the bystanders didn't take the matter seriously enough. One of the bystanders jokingly asked if the man was bringing the kids back from summer camp, then followed up more seriously, inquiring how you know them. But the group continued walking down the sidewalk as if this was normal for them. The Asian man, also wearing a surgical mask and polyethylene gloves, turned and mumbled something back in a joking tone, but hurried the kids along before the video abruptly cut off, leaving TikTok viewers demanding answers. The man's identity and the circumstances surrounding the encounter remain a mystery.
Let me tell you something, man. These brothers. Oh, Salaki, go ahead.
No. I'm going off you, Cap.
No sweat. I was just gonna say, listen, man. It's very easy to charge these brothers and say, well, why didn't they do something? And say this is why black men is useless and this and that. Because that's where the Christians is gonna go with this. The Christians is gonna say, well, these is men who could have did more. And they're gonna say these, y'all already let Kamala lose the election. Now you're sitting there letting this Asian do this thing to this child. Well, let me tell you something, man. A few years ago, these brothers wouldn't have said anything. The fact that they say something, that there is spirit in these brothers, and they're so diplomatic, they make a joke at first. That's what the article said. One of them said, "Are you bringing them back from summer camp or something?" These brothers is so diplomatic, Ark. They make a joke at first, trying to not cause offense. Like, this is who needs to be in charge of the earth. This is because the only thing they're missing is the permission, the permission in their minds to actually go take action. They don't have the authority to take action, but they want to take action. They know this thing don't look right. It don't look right no matter how you look at it. And they're trying to do the investigation. They should be in charge. They should be in charge. They should have full authority to inspect everything, because nobody else will. Nobody else will do the job. These brothers want to do the job. And listen, now, this is the Bible. This is what is it, Isaiah 55? A young men are lie at the head of every street. They are fainted. They are filled with the fury of the Lord. This is that. They're at the street corner. They're angry about it. They know something wrong. But you stinking Christians ain't equipped them to have the authority to do it. In the Israelite school at UPK, these brothers would have, been fully equipped with the power of the Lord to say, "Hey, hold up, what you doing? Where's your mom? Can you speak? And who you here with? Give me a number. Let me call somebody." No, hold up, Mr. Asian man. You ain't going nowhere. Let's call the police. Let's find out who you are, because this don't look right. Like, they'd have been fully equipped to handle this situation here. Y'all don't give up on black men, man.
Yes,
don't give up on these brothers. These brothers is there and they want to do something. Like, that right there, to me, they done displayed what the ingredients we need to build a nation. They want to do something. They want to do something about it. They have the zeal to do something about it. They just need to be trained right. And the UPK is the place for that, boy. That's encouragement right there. That's absolute encouragement right there. Silaki Cap, go ahead.
Con, I see what you're saying, the heavy cap. I see in the comments, Kwame Yashala said, "Imagine what would happen if a black man did this in China." Like, it's like,
come on.
They can thank, you know who I could thank for this?
Come on, Cap.
Martin Luther King Jr.
Right.
That's who I got to keep going back with this, because when it comes to these other nations and the racial role play that goes on, all these different things that happen, once again, like you said, Christianity didn't equip these men. Actually, it disarmed these men.
That's right.
Bound these men.
Right. That's right.
Where, okay, are y'all seeing this? Let me go live. Let me do, like, this is what goes on, and then, like I said, but like you said, Cap, the narrative is starting to change, because they got a little bit more strength than what they used to have to even address it. But address it diplomatically. But these types of things, once again, we gotta have that same level of respect when it comes to our own people, because in some hoods you don't give certain men passes. You know what I'm saying? But this right here is definitely disturbing, and the reason that he feels like he can do it, because he know I had a dream. The little white boys and little white girls, little white boys and little black girls will hold hand. But did he know in his dream that a white man would have an Asian man would have a little black boy on a leash in his diapers?
Right.
Walking the streets of America. And I'm not sure how hot it was that day, but I'm sure it was hot. I don't know if he had any shoes on, but it was hot out there. I can guarantee you that. But they never talk about this when they talk about the dream. They never mention these types of scenarios when it comes, they don't never mention that. And that's the problem with this I have a dream stuff, with this racial equality stuff.
Right.
I don't see equality. I see dominance. I see Asian man walking two black boys and one with a leash. That is a certain dominance over another race of people.
Yep.
So, like, I yield.
Yeah, so like, if I may too, Cap, what both of y'all said is so heavy, and I'm willing to bet. Here's the irony in this: I'm willing to bet that the people that are trying to place the blame on these brothers instead of the goddamn Asian colonizer are black women. The ones who believe that they should have did more are black women. And here's the thing, black women. Here, let me help you understand something, because your pastor has failed you.
Yeah.
You cannot expect for black men to exercise an authority that you have robbed from them in their own goddamn households.
Right.
You don't even allow black men to have authority over their own kids.
Right.
You don't allow black men to have a say-so over their own family. But then you see these brothers who are out on the corner, and you expect them now to have the spirit to, like you said, and they want to say something, like Captain Shock said, but now you expect them to operate in a full authority of speaking up and saying something as if these are their kids, when their spirit has been broken by Christian dragons.
That's right.
The spirit to stand up and fight has been pushed out of them. Not completely, thank the Lord. Not completely, but you Christian dragons, you Christian women, you have destroyed the thing that every Black, Hispanic, and Native American man needs in order to protect his neighborhood. You understand? So this is your fault. You understand? If you want to blame these black men, then black women, it's your fault, because you robbed black men of the thing that they would need to check that Asian man. You know why? Because you know, if he were to check that Asian man, he would be checking you too. He would be at home telling you what to do and what not to do with them kids. But you don't want to be put in order. You want to have power, and your lust for power and to be over your man has called our children now to be without fathers in the whole goddamn community. It's a lot.
That's right.
That's
right. Exactly.
That's right. Yeah. And just to add, brother, that I sure have studied this already. And we're about to say that's a moral quandary that brothers in right there that we don't have in UPK. We don't have moral quandaries. We see something like that, you better bet we're going to step to it, and that's because we were taught to step to it and deal with situations like that diplomatically. You understand? But brother, your brothers in the world having moral quandary, that's because their leaders have failed them. You understand? They have leaders that have failed them, because now this is what Martin Luther King fought for, so that we could walk hand in hand. But he didn't tell you without clothes. You know what I mean? He just said walk hand in hand. He didn't describe how it's supposed to be. You understand? So now you seeing another nation walking your child looking like this, and the question in the back of your mind is he wrong?
Yeah.
Well, we know we in America, it's, you know what I mean, free, but you know what I mean? So take your phone out instead of, yo, Mr. Ching, come here. Where's this child? No, wait right here. I'm gonna call the cops. Wait right here. You ain't going nowhere. You understand? But because you done destroy we fathers, so now this brother here wondering, well, maybe he have it better than me. I didn't have a father. I didn't have nobody to hold and walk me down the street. We in a moral quandary. And that's because they're freaking black leaders that done fail you. You understand? This is because they're politicians that done failed you. You understand? We've been let down in this place. And this is the product of it. This is the, you know what I mean? This is like, you know what I mean, like the end of it right here that you're watching. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what is that? Like, you had to take, you know, you walk down the street with one of them, and you know what I mean, those Asian in their country, what's going to happen?
Right.
Brother.
They beat you here in the store. Remember those beating sisters in the store?
Yeah.
What they would do to you in their own country. And listen, two things. It's like in the cap. You was finished?
Yeah, I mean, boy. Yeah,
after you, Captain. After you, sir.
No sweat. Two things too, right? Just real quick. I know we're on the time. In addition, that moral conflict that you're talking about there, Cap, not only is it the father, but who knows if this is, you know, the whole there's a superiority inferiority thing going on here.
Yeah.
Asian is who you go buy food from behind the big plexiglass.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the man that feeds you. So even if he's not the literal one who run in the store, it's like seeing a white man after worshiping Caesar Borgia.
Yeah.
It's something where, okay, he's better than me. I can't do too much. He might be okay. He don't look like a criminal. You start to plead the case out in your head already on his behalf versus standing on what you know, which is again, like what Kazak was saying, we've been robbed so much.
That's it.
What Kahan and you were saying from our leaders. And this is the other thing. I think I brought this out in the class tonight from a warrior man Kazak. Look closely at the Asian's hands.
Yeah, man, gloves.
He have on gloves,
That's it. Huh.
He has on gloves and a mask because he's dealing with nasty niggas. And he don't want to take no nasty nigga jigaboos back to the Wuhan province. You understand the type of people we're dealing with? The article only talks about the leash and the fact that the baby is just in a diaper. What the hell about them gloves? But yet still, you know, the people in Iran, they ain't suffering like us, though. They ain't suffering like us. They ain't going through nothing like us. They, you know, to compare us to them is a joke. It's crazy. Go ahead, Cap.
Yeah, I just wanted two things. One is to ask, was there audio on this video to hear what he said?
Yeah, there's audio. There's audio. You want to play it?
Yeah, but okay, go ahead, and then I'll say what the next thing I wanted to say. Yeah. So yeah, I didn't quite go ahead. Salaki, go ahead, sir.
No, I don't think the volume playing.
Oh, Salaki, hold on. Let me try it again. I thought you was hearing this all the time, Salaki.
No, Salaki.
All right, let's see.
Why him out here butt naked? Only down North Philly. See an Asian man with a baby on a leash.
What you doing? Summer camp or some shit? Ain't even summer. What you doing? Where you like? How you know them? Frank, quiet.
Where my young boy clothes at? Why him out here butt naked? The phone. Only.
So
see it.
Yeah.
So he said he a friend, right?
No, he didn't say he was a friend. The brother asked him, is this a friend or is these your clients or something? Like the brother trying to investigate just how the fuck you get these damn kids.
Yeah.
Right.
The Asian then answer, the Asian laugh. The Asian say, ha, 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 summer camp.
That's what
but
he
the
said.
Asian didn't answer.
Okay. No, because what I want to say, because what Akamai was saying about these Christian dragons is, I'm hoping that it don't be one of them circumstances where the sister's dating this dude and was okay with him taking it to the children out to the zoo or whatever it is, and then finding this is how he treated her kids. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
You know.
Even though,
go ahead, sir.
No, I was going to say, even if that's the case, right?
Mm-hmm.
The brother's still good to step up and ask.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I had to say one, because the other two was still afraid of him. The one sitting down is the one who stepped to him with the smart questions.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like how a couple would pull up, where you coming from? And, you know, I see you got so-and-so tags. Do you live there? Like he investigating this thing with so much tact.
Right.
He doing it the right way. But Slaki, go ahead, Cap.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and not taking anything away from the brother. It just, based on what Kazak Ahmad said about these Christian dragons, but that's the point, right? If the sister is not dating this dude, it's fine. But that's the problem with Christianity, because Since you got to love everybody, not realizing that in loving everybody, you don't know what harm you bring into your children. You don't know what harm you bring into your community. You don't know what harm you bring into even your own, your own direct family, because you want to love everybody and leaving your guard down. That's why the Israelite School University of Practical Knowledge, we keep our guards up. You know what I'm saying? We look 12, 6, 3, and 9 all the time. You know what I mean? Because if we don't do that, we're going to have this mischievous people do whatever the hell they want to us. And that's all I want to say, Cap.
Salak, if I
Yes,
could.
sir. Go ahead.
And they got shows where they do it's called like pranks, but I forgot the name of the show where they go to a restaurant and they have somebody talking crazy to somebody or a man abusing them, and just to see what the crowd, just to see who's going to react and who's going to respond. A lot of times they have a show where they do that. I forgot the name of the show. Oh man, it's like they run like they have somebody mic'd up and they'll do that just to see the reaction.
What would you do?
I mean, and this we talk about North Philly, man. I lived in Philadelphia. North Philly ain't no joke. West Philly either. But it's some of the roughest areas. But like for this situation to happen, we got to keep our eyes open. And it's good that brother made an observation and got this on camera so everybody can see, because I'm sure these situations like this happen every day, unbeknownst to a lot of our communities. But once again, it just shows why we got to be holy. This shows more and more why the Lord made us separate.
That's right.
Because it don't look right and it don't feel right. It feels right to him. It feels perfectly normal. Walking in North Philly with a baby with a leash, with our children with a leash. But we know in our spirit that this is not normal. And this is why the Lord wants us to be separate. He wants us to be separate from other people, other nations. You know what I'm saying? But this right here, this would have never happened if you would have never joined our oppressor.
Yeah, that's right.
You would never would have seen nothing like this if we would have never integrated or assimilated. So even with all these things going on, as a comfortable way to disrespect us. Rock, I'll yield.
Yeah, listen, man. Y'all make sure and come up into the truth, come up into the Israelite School of UPK on the command journey, huh? Yeah, I mean, the brothers did the best they could. But there's one place that they definitely could do better, and we've done better. We've done rescue kids already. People bring kids to us to read.
That's right.
We certified in this thing by experience and in terms of the theory of it. You know what I mean? We done did the job and did the qualifications and did the training for it, and actually qualified by experience. We have a QBE. You worried about PhDs and BSCs. We got a QBE, qualified by experience, man, and we experience all the way to this thing here.
Slide Cap, I can say one thing.
Come on, Cap.
If I could, and that was a tie. I want to just say one thing. I'll never forget, and it's like Captain Mashak saying, what he's saying is facts. We're not making this up. One time we was in Virginia, and there was a child in the street with diapers on in the middle of traffic. Captain McCall was there. We hopped out and grabbed that child and found out where that child's mother and father went into the project.
Right.
Found out who was the mother, who was the father. You know what I'm saying? Or, and when we found out who they were ashamed. You know what I'm saying, of how that child got out there, and the grandmother cussed out the mother, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case. But we rescued that child.
Right.
You understand? Like, well, one thing, once again, we built for this.
Yeah.
The general say, all we need is a shot. We trained to go. As they say in the street, TTG, we trained to go.
Yep.
All we got, these brothers in this school, we spring into action.
That's
You know what I'm saying? Before you look up, and we already on the ball. So, you know what I'm saying? All the general got to do is give the word. And once he give the word, Lord be with you.
Yeah.
I yield.
Absolutely.
That's right.
So make sure you tune into Command Journey Hana every Monday night right here on this channel, 9 p.m. Come check him out. Come get familiar with the general, man. He's going to be laying out the plan, letting you know where your help is, letting you know which city to go into. You know what I mean? Wherever you at in America or the world, because we worldwide now. We do nationwide and worldwide.
That's right.
The universal practical knowledge. You're going to be able to go and get the help you need, the counsel you need, the support you need, and just the general strength you need to survive in this, what's going on now. It's going to take a lot of strength to wake up out of your bed tomorrow. You know what I mean? It's not going to be an easy situation. Let a few more disasters happen or quote unquote acts of God or natural disasters happen, like with this heat wave here. You'll see America start to buckle, and our people, we ain't the church and prepare us. So tune into Command General Yohana. Make sure you pay your tithes. ISUPK.com. 10% of your increase, and any earnings you get, any money you find. Once it's an increase, you pay 10% in the priests and prophets of the Lord. Go to ISUPK.com. Pay your tithes. Support the truth. What is July 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, man. North Carolina, we down there in Fayetteville for the Cult Classic, man.
Right.
We're going to be down there in Fayetteville. You all come down, man. Check us out for that weekend. We're going to be down there. They had the hotels booked out. They had the events. The cookout, I think, is the Sunday. Sunday, the 6th, the cookout. We're going to be all the way down there, and there's going to be more cookouts and more action, more activity. You'll stay plugged into the UPK, man. Pray for Israel, man. Pray for strength. And pray that these wars come to pass so Christ could come back, man. With that, big up the usual suspects, man. Big up Captain Nine, big up the Carolina. Big up Captain Mahon, holding on the South Atlanta, Florida.
That's right.
All over the place, man. Big up Captain Ashapari, holding on.
That's right.
Honduras.
That's right.
All them zones, Officer Warrior, holding down B-More, DC, along with Officer Kazaka, not the same. We're holding on Baltimore, DC, man.
That's right.
And Officer Sawapiala, holding down Trinidad. We'll be back next week, y'all. Israel. God, Shalom. You have some Shadrach a thumb. All the sisters. Shalom.
ISUPK, under Commanding General Yohana, presents the first ever Carolina Cult Classic Cookout. The Cult Classic is going down in Fayetteville, North Carolina, July 3rd through to the 6th. You need to book your hotels now. Here are some of the hotels available right now. Embassy Suites, 4760 Lake Valley Drive. Call them now. 910-826-3600. Spring Hill Suites, 4750 Lake Valley Drive. Telephone 910-860-3000. Go ahead, book your hotels right now. The Oppressors 4th of July celebration is right around the corner as well, and hotels will be filling up quickly. Here are some more hotels to consider. Candlewood Suites, 4108 Legend Avenue. Telephone number 910-868-0873. And Home 2 Suites, 4035 Sycamore Dairy. Telephone 910-223-1170. It's going down July 6th, ISUPK, Carolina. Call Classic Cookout. Shalom.
Top of my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Under Commanding General Yohana.
At Israel, July 3rd to July 6th, we're going to have the North Carolina Cookout in Fayetteville. This year, the cookout is going to be in Fayetteville at Seabrooks Park. Don't miss it, Israel. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are all invited. All right? We're going to bring you on and show you all where slaves were brought to be sold. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And on Sunday, we're going to have a cookout. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, bring your family. The kids, your wives, aunt, uncle, grandma, everybody. We're going to have a fun time at Seabrook Park. Shalom.
To rise no more. I'm taking a look in the streets. It's real every day what I see. We constantly searching for peace. My people just want to be free. We tired of the cell blocks and the bullshit. That life